The following is a special presentation from E-Star Studios. Carry harder. History says, work hard, play harder, embrace the grind. The journey is an arduous lane, yet creates a lifetime bond. Fight. Learn. Reach beyond. History can't say what happens next.
Hello everyone and welcome back to week 6 of the NACT. I'm your host Liz, and today I'm with our NA's very own rising star talent, Stephweezy and Eunice, our little Red Riding Hoods. Guys, today is going to be the second last week until the playoffs. What are you most excited about?
Well, definitely seeing these teams climb up that ladder, seeing where they're going to go today. You know, there's a lot of close matches on the second, third, and fourth place for the seedings. And honestly, today's going to be a show, right? A lot is on the line as we are getting closer to the semifinals and grand finals. And there's only going to be 2 teams making their way to Vegas.
And we are almost done with the second round robin as well. So we are looking at very close to Vegas, which is coming right around the corner. So kind of excited to see what these teams have in stock and who would maybe take down each other in the standings.
And we will find out. First, let's go over the tournament format for a refresher. Currently, we are in the second round robin stage, and we're hitting to the end. We've had the round robin 1 and round robin 2, where each team had to face against every other team twice. And then we will go to the playoffs featuring the double elimination standard with 4 teams determining who will make it to the grand finals and who will make it even further to the international stage. So stay tuned, guys, for May 14th because the tournament will also be streamed live online. Now, Steph, take us over to today's schedule.
And looking at the schedule so far, Ackerman getting a little bit of that bypass is going to prevail onward with 2-0 up against LaimiTop, who was not able to make the party. Now, moving forward, we are going to be starting the day up against the Empire versus Fallout. And then to close it out, we are going to be seeing Area 77 up against the TheOhioBrothers.
I'm kind of excited to see where the matches are going. Those are some pretty good teams out there. Unfortunately, LaimiTop did have to forfeit there. So we are looking at a little bit of a shorter schedule, but these still are some 4 good teams. So excited to see how they play.
And what I'm excited about to see what the players are fighting for. So the tournament will feature $50,000 total prizes with $24,000 cash prize and 900,000 diamonds. The first team to make it to the grand finals, the grand finalists will get 15,000 USD and 100,000 diamonds. That's a lot of diamonds, but they also get chances to go represent NA in 2 amazing tournaments. Stephweezy, let's go through the first tournament they're going to be in.
Yeah, this is big for North America, right? Not just 1, but we are getting 2. First off, Moonton is officially partnered up with the United States Esports Federation, right? So that means we get to see a team in North America represent in the IESF World Championship for 2023. And then that's not all, a little bit of extra spice that Eunice is going to dabble into.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Whoever does win grand finals for NACT will represent NA in MSC, where that is a South Asia Cup over there, which is going to be the first time. So kind of excited. I am hoping for whoever does win that spot is able to show what NA really is all about.
And we've seen how far NA has come, and it wouldn't be without you guys' support. We today are giving away 40 giveaway codes listed on the screen, where you will get chances to the tournament chest with one of these amazing skins. You have 20.5% chance to one of these skins, so make sure you type in that code to the link in the description below to secure your chances for the wins. Are you guys typing it in? Now, 2023 spring standings. We are currently in the second last week of the round robins. Right now, we have the TheOhioBrothers still standing high top at the very top with only one loss so far. We have the BTK right underneath, and Ackerman, Fallout, Area 77, The Empire, and LaimiTop. We had some tournament schedule changes. We had some format changes. Now we have 7 teams, but there's so much to look forward to. Now, as we approach to week 6, game 1, without further ado, let's go into match 1. Here on the screen, we have the predictions. We know that our favorite female caster, Eunice, has one of the most accurate predictions in the series. I mean, Trex is standing on the other side just looking at Eunice. How do you get your predictions so accurate? Eunice, tell us.
I mean, as an analyst, I have been seeing how these teams have been fighting, so I kind of have my little card that I play when I do put these predictions up on the board. But along with my duo caster, Weezy actually voted the same thing as I did, 2-1 Fallout versus Empire. So why did you vote Fallout 2-1?
Well, I'll tell you what, before I jump into that question, I want to jump into Eunice having the most accurate prediction rate, right? I strongly believe she's given some of these teams diamonds to win these. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, jumping into why I picked Fallout, right? Fallout has been an interesting team. You know, they had a little bit of that name change from Kozu, and also moving forward, they've been sitting pretty strong, you know, currently in that 4th position. And when you look at Empire, they're a little bit lower on that ladder, and not to mention they went toe-to-toe in the first half of the round robin, and they didn't really perform well up against Fallout. They lost in the early game, and the late game was more that one-sided story. So I want to see what's going to change going forward for this match.
And we will find out who will fall out of the match with the first draft of the day.
And jumping into the draft, wasting no time at all, the Empire up against Fallout, match 1 of this best of 3, and already seeing some of the bans on the way, looking like Empire opting in on taking out the Fanny.
Now, Weezy, we did talk about this. This is actually the second time they're going up against each other, but the last time we saw them go up against each other was in round 4. We're in round 11. So this is a long time since they've seen each other again, and we are currently seeing the Fanny ban and the Glue ban just like we prevailed. But before we even get into the ban phase, let's talk about these two teams really quick, right? On the side of Empire, they have been running the 1-3-1. So Alex's Martis, the Alice, the Lapu has been very dominant and a good prio pick for the side of Empire if they are running that 1-3-1 draft. But Fallout, gonna go the usual 1-2-2. But if I had to kind of harp on the side of Empire over there, their success rate with 1-2-2 is not as high as if they were gonna run that 1-3-1. So are we going to see a 1-3-1 draft coming from Empire, or are we going to see a 1-2-2 and maybe take a win up against Fallout?
And I love how you kind of broke that down, right? Looking at both of these teams, if you kind of look at their drafting styles, the Empire is kind of that 1-3-1 composition, and they heavily favor Alex running something that's a fighter with a tankier kind of build. Whereas when you look at Fallout, I mean, you've seen it, right? Anna, the MVP, last MVP prior for last week.
Oh, yeah.
Ran with that tanks a lot and kind of dominated, earned that spot in that title. And it's going to be an interesting thing to see. I will say with Fallout, though, they're one of those teams that I would kind of put as a higher mid-tier drafting, whereas you see Empire slightly below them. So when it goes to the drafting, just kind of foretelling what I'm expecting is to see Fallout have a little bit more of that better edge in terms of the draft.
And you know, we've casted a lot of these matches and we've seen how each team plays, drafts and stuff, but I feel like Fallout, when they do come to that draft phase, and once we get into that phase, we will definitely be able to see they are a very neutral drafting team. And when I mean by neutral, they have a good answer to the early, good answer to the mid game, and they also have a good answer to the late game. And if possible, good counter drafting. And we also see that coming from a lot of teams, but I feel like Fallout, when they do pay attention to the small things, they are able to do it well. And knowing that Empire is going to run that 1-3-1, and I'm pretty sure they know what their pocket picks are and their comfort picks. They're going to go ahead and try to go ahead and counter that out. So we're going to go into that pick phase right now. But just to give a really quick recap, Fanny, Fair, Miss Kaja is banned out by the side of Empire. Glue, Valentina, and Joy is banned out by the side of Fallout.
That's right. Looking at the bans finalized for the first half, and you kind of harped in more on Fallout and Empire strategies. You know, Fallout is that team that kind of rushes out there nice and early, right? They don't blink. They don't miss the opportunity to create that advantage in the early game. They're a team that knows how to start that snowball, and you have to be able to stop it. So looking at the draft so far, first hero has been locked in for Jordan, and that is going to be that R-Lot. And I think that's a pretty strong option, especially when you stack it up with some additional CC. But we have to see what it's going to rush into. But honestly, you know, a lot of things on the table. I know I was gone for like 2 weeks, and Minsathar just came alive and started dominating. So you never know what to expect in the Land of Dawn.
You missed out on a lot, Weezy. But Minsathar is one of those really good EXP lane slots right now. And Ana's going to lock in this land slot. Now, Ana did get the MVP play in the last NACT, and Phantom Execution is beautiful coming in from Ana, but the Minsathar, whatever you manifested, just did come into play. It's going to go ahead and be slotted in by Uzi. Pretty sure he played that in the other matches as well. Uzi has been running in with the Minsathar, but I want to talk about this EXP lineup really quickly. The R-Lot up against the Minsathar. Now, R-Lot, we know he's very annoying. He has been banned out multiple times, but his CC and his dash ability, it's kind of like a Lance, right? But unless you have that trigger passive coming in, it's not as, I would say, the ultimate is not as viable as the King's Calling coming in from Minsathar, which counters out a lot of heroes that rely on their skills, especially their basic attacks. So we're talking about marksmen, some junglers, right? But, ooh, look at Demon Locket and Eve, and that's the pixie dust man over there.
That's right. We are going to see Mikasa pick up that Fredrin and going to swap that over with Alex. We know he's a lot more comfortable on those fighter tank composition heroes. And looking at Fallout, right, they have the Lance a lot. You know, Ana has one of the best pathing I've ever seen on a Lance. Call it Dance a lot if you must for North America. And honestly, looking at the draft so far, when you look at the XP lane, right, you're looking at an R-Lot versus a Minsathar, and I'm expecting some heavy CC from both sides. That's what they kind of bring to the table for their team. They're kind of those openers that you're going to rely on for your backlines to kind of rain down damage and take out the opposing lineups.
I think we're going to have to name it Ancelot, not Dancelot, or Anacelot. That's what we're going to have to name it, right? Because Ana has been doing beautiful on lands, and I can't harp this enough. Like, even if maybe Fallout might not have the greatest draft, we already know that Ana's gonna pop off on that lands, right? And was able to carry a lot of that momentum and that groove to get the team going and moving and take that farm. And the thing with Fallout is, if I had to say, they waste no time. So they are a very high objective focused team. So you would see them immediately pressuring over into that gold lane, which is something obviously all teams want to do, get their marksmen fed, make sure they're safe, make sure they don't die too much in the fights. But Ana seriously wastes no time, immediately ganks the gold lane, which already gives a lot of pressure. Now my question is, how is Empire going to respond to that? But honestly, if I really have to say, it's for both sides, because if Empire wants to run 1-3-1 draft, it's not a marksman. And we're looking at that mid to late game sustain coming in with that 1-3-1. But if they were to run that marksman pick, Ana would very much be able to secure that kill. But if it's a fighter in the gold lane, that might be a little bit of an issue for Ana to actually secure the kill. And maybe they just might go to their normal rotations directly to the turtle.
And speaking of the marksmen, you're seeing two taken off the table for both sides, taking out that mid to late game marksmen, Claude and Melissa. But something interesting that kind of slid into the draft was Mello wasted no time locking up this Diggy, right? There's not too much CC to really work with to kind of counter, but I mean, you do have that R-Lot who can benefit off of any of the CC that is provided, so maybe that was the plan, to not allow a heavy CC tank into the table. But honestly, it's easily counterable, right? You look at Empire, they can lock in a support, you can run a little bit of that Ube strat, you can keep that that Fredrin alive as well, and I think it would be a really good read. Maybe even picking the Estes to kind of top that off might be a game plan, especially when you're going up against that Diggy. If you can lock in a support, you pretty much make him useless. So we're really going to see how this draft kind of finalizes as we're getting closer to the end of it, and you are going to go ahead and see that Franco taking off. That is going to close out the ban phase for Fallout.
I feel like the Diggy's time journey, the ult, is more focused towards Demon on that Eve, right? Because we have Mikasa running in with the Fredrin, or that's definitely probably going to be Alex gonna go ahead and put that in the jungle area, but that walking Petri, just like you and I love to call it, right? Yes, that is a CC, but there are still a little bit of wiggle room, I would say, to still get out, as not all of his skills are directly taunt, right? But I feel like the real world manipulation is what's really going to catch out that CC, the slow, the immobilized coming in once you step in and out of her ult. It's going to cause too much disturbance to that backline, which is what I feel like Melody was trying to protect in that marksman area. But this is going to be a 3 marksman ban with a Franco ban coming in, and Midnight coming in with a signature mage pick is going to go ahead and lock in that Farsa. And we have seen these lineups, right? I feel like, Weezy, you can agree with me on this. It's either a Faramis, a Valentina, Eve, or Farsa. It's just 100% pick or ban rate. So we're gonna see a lot of these same picks getting slotted in, but Midnight really did show a big show with that Farsa. The Feather Airstrike is not something you want to give over to Midnight.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a problem to deal with. I mean, you're looking at both mages, right? You have the Eve with that real-world manipulation to drop down, but you also have that Farsa, right? That's 2 5x5 ultimates that can control an entire zone, and I like what I'm seeing so far. But the question is, what are you going to do to get to the backline, right? You have Anna, who can path through with the puncture of that Lancelot. You get to Eve, cause a little bit of trouble, and there goes. There goes the Estes, right? We said the Ube strat.
Ube strat.
Lock it in up against the Diggy, right? It works in theory, and honestly, I think that's a really good read from the Empire to kind of finalize this draft, as both teams have finalized. Guapsi locking in that Leslie as well. You're going to see Beatrix kind of scale through time. You're going to see Leslie come alive a little bit later in the game, but Beatrix probably have a little bit of that easier time toward the early. And with the draft being finalized, both teams getting ready to go, I like what I'm seeing. I really think Fallout with the Minsathar, that's going to be more of their frontline presence, and also Anna with the tanks a lot. But then you're going to kind of rely on that Diggy to kind of deny the CC provided over there by Mikasa, maybe by Jordan, and also with reverse time to kind of put Demon out of place. But got to keep your eyes on Demon. Demon's been dominating in the mid lane, right? He is a force to be reckoned with, right? When left unchecked, he'll pick up that early kill. He'll go to the side lane, get that gank, and especially up against Guapsi, right? Guapsi's that late game marksman. So if you can get to Guapsi nice and early prior to that first turtle or right after it, you can kind of shut him down on how fast he'll come online toward the late game.
And knowing that Guapsi is running that Leslie, that true damage is really going to pack a punch. And we did see Guaps actually play Leslie in a couple matches back, but we are going into the first game with the Empire take this win home today. Mind you, if you guys look at the standings right now, Empire is sitting at 9-12, Fallout is sitting at 11-14. If Empire 2-0 sweeps Fallout, they're going to be at a tie. So we're kind of looking at a very tight match. Once again, Weezy, you excited?
That's right. I'm super excited. I mean, 4th place is huge, right? Only 4 teams will make it to the semifinals, so this is a bold statement as we're getting closer to the semis. And right now, currently, if you do a little bit of a blast from the past, Fallout took down Empire in the first half of the round robin. It was 2-1, and that's the beautiful thing about a round robin. You get to see how much these teams currently improved and where they're sitting at now. You get to see that on the second end if they were able to kind of make the most of the situation and learn from the growth of the first half of the round robin.
Yeah, absolutely. But I want you to pay attention to the EXP lane. You were gone for 2 weeks. You had no idea how strong Mintatar is in that lane, but he's actually having a really okay time laning up against Arlott. Usually we see players laning up against Arlott actually have a little bit of trouble in that EXP lane, but we should need to also talk about that marksman, right? Alex up against Guapsi, to Leslie versus Beatrix. A little bit more of AoE control coming in from Alex. We do have the machine gun coming in, but Mikasa already showing a little bit of dominance towards Guapsi's lane, showing a little bit of presence, saying, hey, I'm here, you better not do anything stupid, or you're gonna get taken off the board. But Mikasa going on Mello here.
Is also rushing in, trying to get that first blood. Appraiser's Wrath is not going to hit Mello, as he's going to get out with that flicker just in time. But, you know, looking at the side of the Empire, they definitely have a better composition the later this game goes, because they have Estes for the sustainability, and the Estes is going to get even stronger with that Blessing of the Moon Goddess the later this game goes.
Yeah, and looks like Mikasa's gonna go ahead and rotate over to that turtle area, and we are seeing a potential 50-50 contest. Knowing that both these players are running that Demon Slayer emblem, you really want to see that 50-50 retry coming in from both ends, but King's calling.
And you are going to see Anna pick up that turtle. A huge play for Fallout nice and early for this game, and going to be able to get out without no casualties. And if they keep that up, you know, it's kind of living to their name. This is what they're known for. They take advantage of the early game objectives, and they also don't really lose too many members, and that's how you start the snowball. So Empire needs to find a way to kind of disrupt their tempo.
Look at Guap's kind of living on the edge right now, knowing that Melody's there just to protect him, just in case anything goes wrong. But look at Empire already forcing down the retro to the bot side.
You are going to see that boy Crystal go out, manipulation dropping down, but the side of Fallout is going to be able to get out of it. Reverse time has been procced by Mello, very low, sitting at the tier 2 turret. It's going to be able to hold on to this lane and not really lose too much gold off of that turret.
Now, I would have to say a little bit of a struggle, though, coming from Guaps, right? Doesn't have that same, a little bit of upper hand damage compared to Alex running this Beatrix. And that's what you kind of want to be careful for, right? And also, I just noticed Alex isn't on jungle.
That is a good point. You are not seeing Alex on Mikasa is going to run the jungle. They did do a little bit of that swap. I haven't really seen Alex run in the marksman position, so it's interesting when some of these teams do that, right? I call that X factor, and it's really going to either play really well or really bad, but we are looking at some of the items being built up as well. We know that Leslie is going to take a little bit of time to get online with that true damage, but we'll see as this game goes forward.
Now, let's look at the mid lane lineup up against Midnight Demon, right? We have the Yeve and the Farsa. It's a battle of who has the bigger AoE, right? But look at the bot side, Mikasa already dropping Melody low. And this is what you talked about, Weezy, right? Very squishy. And that's not something you really want as your roamer. You want to be able to tank all that damage. But since your tank jungle's not up yet, you really can't do much about it. But Ana doing a lot of damage.
And Midnight's with the Feather Airstrike is going to take down Demon. First blood going to Fallout.
That is an advantage for that turtle now, and that is a lot of pressure already for the side of Fallout, knowing that the marksmen right now are kind of having a little bit of a brawl situation, right? It's gonna be a 2-2 in each lane, but we are talking about a healer SS position, right? But look at this turtle fly, a little bit of a dance here.
You are seeing Anna in position, trying to pick up the second neutral objective of the game, and is going to hit the Retribution just in time. Thorn Rose on the way out, but Uzi needs to get out as well. Mikasa and Jordan and Demon on the chase, and Reckless from afar. Uzi's not going to be able to get out of there, and down he goes into the hands of Demon, but look on the bottom side. You are going to see Alex have a hard time. Feather Airstrike going out, forcing out the recall, but look how much gold he stripped off of that turret only 4 minutes in.
Absolutely. And then we're going to go ahead and see the response coming in from Glops. We do see the shield has actually been taken down now, so they are able to push up a little bit more on that bot side, have a little bit of advantage and a little bit of position. Over there from Melody, catching out Reckless. And now, Estes versus this Diggy matchup, I'm not too sure about this, because it's a constant heal versus a little bit of a punish with those little rabbits that Melody is throwing out, but a little bit of a dance on the mid side.
Final slash on Anna is going to use that Phantom Execution to get out just in time. Mikasa did try and get him from afar, but not able to connect. And honestly, so far, Fallout, doing what they're kind of known for, taking advantage of the early objectives, but needs to hold on to this turret. Alex on the push, running this Beatrix, may be able to burst it down. Looks like Mello's not even going to try to contest, and that is going to be the first turret going to the Empire.
That is a first macro, but they're still looking for another push in the second tier tower here. And looks like they're going to back off. They do not have the right resources to go ahead and finish off the push, but mid side.
You are seeing that Feather Airstrike rock down. Demon just dodging it, no problem. But the Appraiser's Wrath landing down again. Melody is going to kind of get out of there just in time. And even though Fallout's getting the neutral objectives, the Empire is still sitting strong on some of these turrets. And oh my goodness! Did you see that Raiders empty on the Midnight and Mikasa to seal the deal on the chase, but dangerously low. Midnight is going to take him down just in time. Man, that was an eye for an eye almost, and this is looking really good. It's not really a one-sided game so far, and we're seeing a lot of early aggressive tempo.
That is an aggressive tempo, but we're going to already go ahead and see Fallout take touch on this turtle first. And every single time there has been this turtle neutral objectives of Ana is always the first one to go for turtles. And that's how you know they are very objective focused, and that's all they want to do. And Ana is just farming and farming and farming, and only needs to gank when he is needed to do so.
And that's right, Ana always having the eyes on the prize, but the Empire did trade over there for that turret on the bottom side, so that did make up for it. Reckless is going to use that flicker, is going to heal up. Let's see the Moon Goddess going down. Thorn Rose as well from Ana. Not going to be able to hit the mark, but Killing Spree activated. Midnight is going to take down Jordan with the feathered airstrike in the mid-river, but look at Ana, bad situation. Hit the Spear of Glory for the airstrike. No, actually, this is going to be the rule of manipulation, dropping down. Reverse time from Melody, trying to get Midnights out of there as well as Ana, but you are going to see a turret drop on the top side in favor for Fallout.
Now that becomes 1-1 with that turret trade, and we do see a little bit of a lane switch coming from the side of Empire to go ahead and try to push the opposite lanes here. And now we did talk about this Diggy, and we just see it happen, right? The real manipulation is not going to be enough CC for Demon to go ahead and zone out the back line, which honestly I think is a good idea, but I'm still scared that Melody's going to be a little too squishy as he is running, but Jordan taking a lot of damage, just got taken off by Midnight. And what are you thinking about this Estes and Diggy matchup?
It's scary, and this is scary for the Empire running this Estes, right? The later this game goes, the more sustainability they'll have, the harder time Fallout will be able to kind of engage with for these skirmishes, for the neutral objectives, and also for the final game enders. So they need to kind of end this a little bit faster. You're going to see Guapsi, though, on the bottom side, pick up that turret in favor for Fallout, and now Ana testing the waters is going to do some damage on Mikasa, but it's going to be responded back as well. But Ana, one of the best junglers when it comes to Lancelot, the pathing is real, and there it goes right there. And honestly, it's really just going to boil down to which team has better micro and macro.
You want to see the macro in position over the micro, as you want this to be a low kill score game. We are looking at 1-4 right now. Fallout in the lead of kills and gold as well. 3k gold sitting. Everyone has the skill shots up for this lore, but Uzi might just get caught out here.
The airstrike going down, blessing the Moon Goddess to negate the damage, but Ana diving in from afar. Thorn Rose not going to hit the mark, but you are going to see the reverse time from Mello. A little premature. A lot of utility wasted on the board, and now the Empire can punish. They are rushing in. Down goes the manipulation for the 5x5 zonage. Thorn Rose from Ana takes down Alex, but fight not over. Ultimate sniper from Guapsi from afar. Demon takes down Uzi. And man, this is a bloodbath already in the mid-river.
Big bloodbath. I think we just saw a brawl happen right there, and we have Uzi and Alex behind the casters. That's a welcome. Have a little seat over here as we see a little bit more, and they're not done yet, Weezy. They're gonna keep going.
Yeah, you're going to see Midnights take down Reckless over there with that feathered airstrike. And this is what I love to see, right? A non-one-sided story. And let's just give credit to Demon and also Midnights. Midnights is 5-0-0 with these feathered airstrikes, but Demon's been kind of dominating with his zonage control, 2-1-0. Just bombs raining from afar from both backline mages.
And making sure that their backline is safe. That real manipulation is going to give already enough zonage on his own side to make sure that nobody from his team, especially Alex, can get in there. But Guap's just going crazy on this Leslie, and they better end this fast before Guap is going to really throw a punch once he starts getting his items.
That's right, Guapsi trying to stack up on that true damage. The later this goes, the heavier the hits will be. I'm not sure what kind of bullets he's rocking, but you definitely have to watch out for the Empires. Now we are going to be seeing a battle in the Lord Pit, and the question is who will be able to take it. We've seen Ana take all the neutral objectives so far. It's going to kind of provide that frontline presence with that Lancelot, tanks a lot, and a lot if you must. And now Guapsi is going to find a kill, takes down Jordan. Ana with the retribution yet again is going to take the Lord, and now going to try and punish Demon. The airstrike going down though is going to hit Reckless not once but twice, but he does have the healing to survive and get out of that engagement. But Guapsi again taking another turret, this time in the mid lane.
Third time wasn't the charm for that feather airstrike on Reckless, or was able to pop the blessing of the Moon Goddess. Ana might just be caught out here once again.
That's right, Ana was trying to show North America his amazing pathing, but kind of bit off more than he could chew right there and got bursted down in the process. But look at the map so far, right? Only one turret was claimed by the Empire and 4 turrets so far in favor for Fallout. Only 11 minutes in, and now the fight on the way. Mikasa rushing in for that frontline presence with the Fredge in reverse time. Pulling back in. Ward making his way toward the tier 2 turret on the top side. Fallout in position for the 5. The Empire definitely has the numbers. Can they close it out? They are missing Empire, or they're missing Ana right now. You are going to see that turret fall. Lord still intact. Reverse time is going to go ahead and hit Mikasa, pull him close to the team of Fallout, and they're not letting it go. They're showing the world they have this early aggressive nature to them, and they're able to pull it off. Reverse time does go out over there from Melody, but they are going to go ahead and see Guapsi pick the kill, does take down Alex. The taunt now onto Uzi. Reckless going to get a kill, shuts down Guapsi, the marksman. You're going to see Demon find Uzi as well. A lot of bodies dropping for both sides, but look at Anna. It's going to rush in, get a kill, takes down Jordan for the air shot from far. Monster kill activated, takes down Reckless, but Anna, in the mix of everything, is going to rush in for yet another kill. Melody trying to slow down Demon. Anna is going to path it with the Thorn Rose and secure the kill. A shutdown, and now making his way, trying to do some chip damage to this high ground turret for the mid lane. But the question is, does he overstay his welcome? Melody is going to go ahead and pick that up. Mikasa trying to hold off the side of Fallout. 12 minutes in the mid game, but the map is opened up, and Fallout has found a way into the base of the Empire.
Can we talk about the beautiful synergy coming in from Midnight and Uzi, right? Uzi was the one that opened up the map with the King's Calling, hooked in Alex and Jordan into his King's Calling, followed in directly in by the feather airstrike by Guaps. Unfortunately got taken out, but the team did get revenge as Anna just kind of swooped in and was able to finish up the rest. And I feel like that was such a synergized and beautiful play. Mind you, now we are seeing Melody and Midnight. Their synergies, honestly, they're pretty much everywhere. Wherever Melody goes, Midnight's going, but wherever Midnight's going, Melody's kind of right behind. Farsa's back right there, and Uzi kind of giving that vision as that front when Anna's not there. That is already a beautiful rotation and that front presence coming in from Fallout.
Yeah, right now, looking at the Empire, they need to find a game plan. They need to be a little bit more patient. They are down in the economy right now, losing a lot of their turrets, 7 to be exact, and also down by about 6,000 gold. And now trying to kind of put a little bit of pressure onto Fallout, trying to flip the script, rushing in onto Uzi in that push. And it's just showing you that they are still focused. They're still willing to put in that pressure and make some diamonds.
Make some diamonds indeed, and we're gonna go ahead and see the rotation up to that Lord. This is going to be the second neutral objective. Lord Luminous now. Uzi doing a little bit of damage on Mikasa, but the zonage coming in already from Uzi is doing enough to make sure that Alex can't even step up anywhere, as the King's Calling is gonna go ahead and punish Alex for picking in that Beatrix.
And here we go, fight over the second Lord, possibly on the way. We've seen Anna secure every objective so far, but is this the turning point? You are going to see Anna possibly pick the kill, but no, Guapsi's going to take down Jordan. Thorn Rose does go out. Anna secures a kill, takes down Reckless. Mikasa in a bad situation, quickly bursted down by Guapsi. Manipulation does drop down alongside the time journey over there by Melody, but there goes the ultimate sniper possibly on the way. Spirit of Glory, Mirror's Passion activated. Midnight's Godlike is going to find Alex. That's going to leave Demon all by himself. A lonely man making his way back to the base. Not much he can do right there, and it looks like they're not going to go for the Lord. They're going to go for the finish. Demon can't make it back to the base for the regen, and Guapsi is going to punish him and take him down. A fast finish on the way. Ladies and gentlemen, the base crystal has been bursted down, and Fallout takes game 1 against the Empire.
Beautiful play coming in from Fallout, right? And we did see the draft coming in for Empire. They did try that 1-2 rotation, not the 1-3-1 that they are successful with, but I honestly feel like trading out the junglers in that spot wasn't maybe the best answer, as Alex this time was going in that marksman position instead of that jungle, and we would love to see Alex pull out a very nasty jungle, but that was honestly flawlessly played out by Fallout. I'm gonna have to give my credit over there with the synergy as well.
Yeah, you're definitely trying to keep that perfect prediction rate right there. And that was a 14-minute game, right? That was super fast. Honestly, almost a flawless game, a one-sided story. It was looking a little shaky in the beginning. Looked like it could go either way, but the later it went, we just seen Fallout, Anna specifically taking every single neutral objective with little to no contest. And this is what Fallout is known for, and this is why we kind of rate them at that upper echelon when it comes to the mid-tier teams. And this is where the Empire falls a little short. I feel like they're just letting go of these neutral objectives a little too easy.
Absolutely. And we're gonna take a look at these stats really quickly. 14-minute game, very quick, 5-17, low kill score. But if we go ahead and look at that gold, we do see almost a 10k lead coming in from Fallout. Turrets have been equally treated along with that Lord. Turtle has been picked up all by Fallout, and the orange and purple buffs all into the favor of Anna coming in. And Weezy, break down all of these little substats for me.
That's right. Looking at the damage dealt, man, that's more than almost double over there in favor for Fallout. Damage taken right down the middle, but the turret damage is definitely showing that Fallout knows how to kind of capitalize on these objectives. And look at the Turtle Lord turret. What? That's 3-1-7. Like there's nothing that they lost right there. You've seen Anna kind of dominating, taking everything. And you can't allow that to happen. I feel like the Empire, they had a composition to be able to disrupt them, but they were not able to find that. And now looking at the teams, you are seeing the gold per minute leading in favor for Anna. You know, we are going to call Anna Mr. MVP, dominating on that tank, Lancelot.
We do see Uzi, like I did mention this earlier, he is the one giving that set potential, the opportunity for his team to go in. And once Mikasa and Reckless was taken off the board by Uzi's set, they were able to just immediately punish that as well. And Uzi is the one kind of being like, hey, I'm kind of willing to die for you guys if you guys can finish up what I have set for you guys. And Midnight already going in with the flicker, trying to take off Demon, show who really is the mage out there. But Guap's already putting in a punch with his Leslie is gonna really dominate the Mars melee. But we're gonna go into the second game, and is this gonna be a sweep? Or is this going to be a 2-1? Maybe Empire might have a chance to get that back. And I am hoping they do not change their jungler. Maybe that could have been the reason. But we also know that we did see they struggle a little bit when it comes to early aggressive plays. So we did see a lot of little mid skirmishes, but we also saw a lot of ganks and pressure towards that bot side. And once Empire's back is kind of shoved against the wall early, Fallout's going to immediately respond to them. But Empire kind of chokes and doesn't know what to do in those situations. So hopefully they have a little bit of a better response this time, and maybe run a draft that they're really comfortable with.
Yeah, definitely need to find some answers, and they need to find them fast, right? A 14-minute finish, that's not something to easily swallow down. And honestly, if you look at round 4, when they went against each other last time, it was a similar story. It was 2-1 though. You were able to see the Empire kind of get a little resilient, able to take a game, and hopefully that'll be the same stories. I don't like seeing one-sided stories. Like, I like to be at the edge of my seat and kind of wonder which way this is going to go. But honestly, if you allow Fallout to take all these neutral objectives, if you don't punish Anna and you let him do what he needs to do, then it's going to be a very hard time getting online. You know, they had the composition, they had everything they needed to, but it kind of boiled down to that synergy, that micro and macro, and it just wasn't there, right? You didn't see really any high KDAs from anybody on their team outside of Demon, and I got to give credit to Demon. He was on point, he had the manipulation when it was needed, but it was not enough. We need to see a little bit stronger of that tank presence as well. You had the Estus, you had the survivability, but they were not able to last long enough for those heals to be strong enough. So maybe if you do run that support route, play it a little safer, right? But don't let these neutral objectives go without being contested.
Absolutely. Now Empire, I do want them to see. I want them doing a match because they did come off of a fresh loss. That was the last NACT. So I do want them to at least take something with them home, even if it's not a sweep. But I want them to take a match. But I want them to also know that what they just saw up against Fallout, they now know how they're going to play, right? So they're going to go ahead and ban out that Lancelot, prevent Anna from running in his MVP hero. So we're going to go ahead and see Faramis also getting banned. A double mage ban coming in from Fallout. I feel like there could have been a little bit more room, maybe wait for a response for Empire to go ahead and ban out one of those mages, but looks like they don't want to give anything up. It's 100% pick or ban rate. We might see there's Arla open once again. So we're going to see if Fallout wants to go ahead and pick up that Arla instead of Empire this time.
That's right, that Arla is definitely available. The Kazer's up there if you kind of want to deny some of the assassins over there from Anna. I mean, there's so much on the table that both teams can kind of choose from. Yep, the Fredrin's still available. The Martis is still out there. So all of those good, viable options. You know, if it was me, I'd preferably try and lock in something that has flexibility, right? Something I can rotate into multiple different roles to kind of keep the enemy side on their toes. And I really want to see what they do, but they are going to lock in that Farza, and I'm not too against it, but there's a little bit of a slight issue with it, right? When you lock in this Farza this early, you know that CC is Farza's enemy, right? You know anybody with that knockup can kind of cancel it out, and that should be the game plan for Empire moving forward with this draft.
Yeah, and as long as they have a backline diver, there it is. So the response is going to be that Yuzong. Now, you did harp on it just now. Farza getting picked up this early, I mean, she does have the wings by wings, but as soon as she gets CC with the Petra combo coming in from Yuzong and knockup as well, that's not going to be too good, as Farsa is the AoE map control mage that is able to deal out some damage to the backline, but also do a lot of vision control for the rest of the team, as Midnight is going to be able to see what's going on with just a feathered airstrike. But Reckless also coming in response with Kaja the Divine Judgment. Now, this is already two big issues already for squishy heroes. So we're looking at the Marksman being at a very disadvantage. Same with Midnight on this Farsa. So even a Flicker or even a Purify might not cut it, because as soon as the Purify is used, Reckless is going to go ahead and punish in that Purify, or maybe even the Marksman. So I'm really questioning how Fallout is going to respond to that. Maybe go for a more of a beefy route so that they can peel the Farsa up front.
And there we go. Fallout is going to go ahead and secure the next two picks. Uzi is going to lock in this Vincent Thar alongside Mello with that Alita. Adding a little bit of CC to their disposal, right? You have the King's Calling, a little bit of that silence. You have the Spirit Glory to pretty much grab anybody in his path. And you also have that Conal CC provided by the Lolita with the Nubian Blast. Now, when you're looking at who they're going against, I mean, not really. I guess you can kind of cancel out Mello with that Nubian Blast if you're quick enough over there with Jordan with that Furious Dive. Even use the Divine Judgment if needed. But when I look at Reckless, this is the thing about Kaja, right? Kaja requires a player to play Kaja how it's meant to be. Some people pick up Kaja and they don't understand, what am I supposed to do in the early game? You know, you need to look at Reckless. He needs to go to the side lanes. He needs to kind of path in and grab that marksman and give him a hard time to not be able to get online. Shut down Wapsi. Wapsi, one of those marksmans that we've seen time and time again. When he gets online, it's very hard to stop him.
I also want to see Reckless with this Kaja pick, just like you say, play it how it's been picked up, right? So maybe we might see a little bit of that jungle pressure if he does play it correctly, right? Being able to body bag a lot of Ana's jungle on the side of Fallout. And a perfect example is TOB, Shark. He is always trying to disturb the jungle, give a little bit of disposition to stall the junglers as much as they can, force out a retreat, force out, maybe steal the buff, take whatever they can, right? But I really want them to put some pressure instead of Fallout putting the pressure on Empire towards that early game. So maybe we might see a little bit of flip around, but Demon's gonna lock in this Eve once again. So we are seeing another Farsa and Eve matchup, and I feel like this is very common right now, as we do see the 100% ban rate coming in from Valentina and Faramis. I feel like really the only response to that for the backline peel is gonna be the Farsa and the Eve.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting composition so far. I mean, you are looking at that Eve over there for that 5x5 manipulation, Midnights as well. And this is what we've seen in the last game, right? A lot of explosive bombs raining down in the Land of Dawn from both sides. I mean, Demon had a great game on the Eve, but the team just didn't make up for it with the micro and macro and the synergy. And Midnights came alive as well. So it's definitely going to boil down to that tank made synergy from both sides. Jordan, you know, you kind of mentioned him with that Furious Dive, with that Black Dragon, needs to find a way to get to the back line, disrupt Midnights on that Feathered Airstrike if he does want to give his team a good time. But you are going to have to look at Uzi. Not only does Uzi have the King's Calling, he also has that Spirit Glory for the CC, and then you have the Numion Blast as well from Melody. So it's going to be very hard to get up close and personal when you are looking at this composition so far for Fallout. But looking at the band so far, finalized from the side of the Empire, they are going to go ahead and take out this Melissa and also take down the Hayabusa.
Yeah, so we did see Ana actually play Haya pretty well, as we've seen a couple good steals coming in from Ana running it, and the Retribution honestly coming in from the jungler side of Fallout was able to hit very, very well with the combo. But now that Lance and Haya is taken out, which is Ana's kind of comfort pick, right? We did see him pick one of those two every single time, but we've also seen Ana run the tank jungle, so I'm not going to exclude out just the assassins yet. We're going to see Brody, Weezy getting taken off the board for the members, right? We see Brody getting banned down there. But I feel like this Kaja pick, good suppression, right? I feel like still a little bit too squishy in that early game, but now towards that mid to late game, he can choose from a lot of people who he really wants to ult. Is it really going to be the CC coming in from Lolita, the Numian Blast? Is it really going to be the King's Calling? Do they really have to protect their marksman? Is it going to be Midnight to block out the backside AoE, get the Farsa out so the rule or manipulation can pop? So I feel like there is a lot, but if I really were Reckless and I really had to pick somebody to get taken off and get suppressed, I would have to choose Melody, only because you have to get up and personal right now. Just looking at their draft right now, you do have to get a little bit up close for the peelage to happen, for Midnight to come in with the feather airstrike, right? But I mean, I did talk about this earlier. They're doing the 131. Look at this. The Alice just got picked up. So what are you thinking, Weezy?
Well, you definitely manifested that into reality, that Alice is going to provide a little bit of that sustainability and able to fight from afar, but also fight up close. And the survivability on Alice is definitely insane. But looking at this draft so far, right, the strong frontline presence is definitely going to be Jordan so far. We are still looking at who the jungler is going to be for the Empire. You know, Alex likes to go more for that tank fighter composition. Martis is still on the table alongside the Fredrin, maybe a possible option. But Anna is going to finalize the draft inside of Fallout. It's going to go ahead and pick up this Ling. And this is interesting for a couple of reasons, right? Ling is really good against diving on it to Demon with the Finch Poise. Can definitely get to that back line when needed, but you have to watch out for Reckless. Reckless does have the Kasha, the Rec counter over there for the Ling, but it looks like Anna's not too worried about it.
Anna really is not. I mean, we've seen Anna be so dominant in the jungle, so is he really going to be scared of a Kaja? Maybe not. He might prove us wrong, but in our opinion, though, I do not think the Divine Judgment mixed up with Ana, especially on an assassin, which is your main source of damage, is going to come in. But Alex is opting in for this Roger. So this time, we did talk about it. They are going to run that 1-3-1 strat with the hyper carry marksman kind of fighter-ish. We are seeing the Roger kind of be slotted more a little bit towards that tanky side, as he is also a fighter. But this is literally an assassin versus 3 very heavy heroes. So Kaja's obviously going to build tank, has a little bit of defense. Jordan's going to go ahead and build in obviously 1 damage item, which is probably going to be that Hunter Strike, directly followed by a lot of defense. Alex is probably going to have a little bit of defense as well, but Mikasa being the Blood Ode, once he locks in that clock, book, and truncheon, oh no, he's just going to sit there. He's gonna sit there and be like, okay, you can hit me, but I'm not taking any damage. I'm gonna suck the life out of you, is what the Blood Ode is gonna do. But draft is finalized right now, Weezy. Whose side are you favoring?
Oh, it's a hard one, but I'm going to have to lean with Fallout yet again, just because when you look at their composition, it's kind of standard, right? As we are jumping into the second match of the first series of the day, Fallout up against the Empire, and currently Fallout leading the way with the one-sided score for match 1, kind of taking all of the real estate with no problem. But going back to your question, circling back to that, looking at the composition, right? I'm looking at a more standard textbook draft from Fallout, and I'm looking at more of a wild card when it comes to the Empire. And if we kind of look at what happened in game 1, the Empire had a very hard time claiming anything. So when you kind of throw a wild card draft on top of that, it's not really the best combination to work in your favor.
Absolutely, but look at Reckless. We did talk about it. He was getting a little bit of pressure towards the jungle on Ana, making sure that the disposition is happening over there. But we see Guaps already putting a lot of pressure on Mikasa. Now, this is the issue with 1-3-1. They are a little bit squishy in that early game stage, and Mikasa actually has to go back because Guaps damage is a little bit too much to handle. Reckless already being a menace in Ana's jungle was not the right decision, but we still have to be careful. These heroes are really squishy towards that early game.
Yeah, and you definitely need to find a way to disrupt Ana in the jungle. He's going to create that opportunity for the team. Not to mention Demon and also Midnights. Both of them openers for the team that rain from afar with that massive AoE damage. And it's going to be really dependent on who can pull it off a little faster. But a battle on the top side. You are seeing the Furious Dive and the Dragon Tail over there onto Uzi. Shaw Essence activated, almost taking Uzi down, but he is going to be able to make it back to the base. But on the bottom side, you are seeing the Empire trying to make the most of the situation, trying to kind of take over the early game that they weren't able to grab for the first round.
Guaps is hurting a little bit more than I thought on this Leslie. Ana just got his 4 as he had this little creep denied on that bot side as he did rotate to that jungle, the whole lane, excuse me, but was not able to find a secured kill. And looks like they're going to go ahead and go for this turtle. Mind you, both junglers are running this killing spree, so this retry can be in anyone's hands, but looks like Alex is going to get his first touch, and this time it's actually going to beat Alex in that jungle area. So this is the actual lineup right now inside of Empire.
That's right, they did do that little swapperoo right there, and now Alex running in the jungle position on this X Factor Roger. The world wants to see how is he going to play into it. Roger, he can definitely rush in with the Lincoln Pounce, definitely possibly get a early kill. He definitely kind of smells out the low HP enemies, and now Black Dragon going down, battle in the Turtle Pit, manipulation dropping down from Demon for the 5x5 in his control. Alex does pick up the turtle for the Empire, but Anna is going to pick up that first punch to respond. Demon is going to take down Uzi. 2 for 1 on the board, but you are seeing both teams still trying to clash it out. 2 members did drop, though, Reckless and Uzi, but the first neutral objective is going to go to the Empire.
Beautiful play coming in from Alex, was able to go ahead and take that turtle, but Guap's already getting a little bit of vision. He just overstepped his lane, but Jordan taking down Ana.
Yeah, beautiful play right there. Took him down with the Shaw Essence. Mikasa almost falling as well. It's going to make his way back to the base, but, you know, this is a good read. The Empire found a way to kind of disrupt the synergy from Fallout in the early game, and this is how you take them down.
Oh, and I know Ana's pissed right now. We do not really see Ana getting taken off the board this early in the game, but look at the response coming from Fallout, kind of capitalizing on Jordan's overextension here. Might possibly be a little bit of a overextension coming in from that mid side, but Guaps is holding up pretty well in that bot side and got vision already, but Reckless.
Huge flicker in with the Divine Judgment, and Demon securing the kill. That is what you need to do with the Kaja. Kudos over there to Reckless, leading the way so far for the Empire. And now looking at the Fallout, we have to see how they're going to respond, right? They are trying to hold on to the bottom side, but the Empire now being the leaders, the aggressive tempo team for the second round, a different story from game 1.
Yeah, we do see the zoning coming in a little bit. Now that aggressiveness and the aggro is going to be taken away, but King's Calling
is going to drop down alongside the Spirit Glory, pulling Jordan in, but now Alex is going to join, try and strip some of that gold off, take as much farm as he can. And honestly, I like the way this game is going. You can't really tell who it's going to lean toward, but so far, looking at the current scoreboard, you are seeing Empire leading by about 2,000 gold.
And like we said, Ana wasting no time, putting a lot of pressure in the bot side. And looks like Midnight might just get caught out here.
And I like what Jordan did right there, right? He used the Black Dragon, forced the flicker out, picks up that kill, but Demon's going to shut him down as well. You are going to see Midnight's take down Jordan. You are going to go ahead and see a heavy pressure on that mid turret, but Numion Blast for the response. Not going to connect over to Reckless or Demon, able to sidestep that. And now the next turtle in play. And the question is, will Alex be able to claim the second neutral objective for his team?
Uzi already getting a little bit of zonage, already trying to put that pressure already in front of Alex on this Minotaur, and the King's Calling is actually going to counter out Alex as he is dependent, but Divine Judgment
is going to drop down, taking Uzi very low, but he is going to sustain himself, but look at the pressure so far from the Empire. They are going to be able to take this next turtle, which means both neutral objectives on the board have been secured by them with little to no contest. But the question is, how will Fallout respond? If you are going to lose these turtles, you need to claim something else on the map, or you're going to see the Empire slowly stack up on a snowball.
This is what Empire needed, the pressure. And you already see Ana having a little bit of trouble now, being able to farm a lot of things. And Alex is already online. They are neck to neck with the level, but we do see the objectives getting picked up by Alex running this Roger. And this is their 1-3-1 strat that's going to end up start to snowball. And if Fallout doesn't respond to this fast enough, this might be a bad situation.
Yeah, you are seeing them be very aggressive. Not the same Empire that we've seen in game 1. And Mikasa already the X Factor over there with this Alice flowing blood and the blood, too much to handle. Down goes to manipulation with the stun from the Numion Blast. Gonna stun Demon, but he is still gonna pop down that damage. Look at Mello, is gonna flicker out. Time used to launch shield. Midnight is gonna take down Reckless. Feathered airstrike from Midnight from afar. Dealing some serious damage, but again, you're seeing a lot of turrets fall as the Empire is able to claim the tier 1 turret on the bottom side.
The macro changed for a kill over there. Reckless getting taken down, but we are seeing we still have the turrets up still, right? Fallout still has that top side and the mid side, but bot side is gone. That is a lane for Blops, but Black Dragon, here we go.
And right now, some great gameplay from Jordan with the Black Dragon, forcing Fallout in an uncomfortable position, allowing the Empire to close in on these turrets, not able to kind of defend as Jordan will definitely drop down with that Furious Dive. And now Anna, you know, running on that Ling, that's one of the advantages. Having the split push capability is going to claim the turret on the top side, but does he overstay his welcome? He needs to get that pinch poise again. But wait a minute! What do they think he recalled? I guess they just lost track of him, and mission accomplished. You are going to be able to see Hannah get out of that situation, which would have been a 4v1 game.
And but looks like Reckless kind of spotted out that Ana did not actually recall and going to go ahead and look for a kill, but Feather airstrike doing a little bit of damage on Jordan, not able to secure the kill, but Guap is going to get a turret, but Ana.
You're going to see that Ring of Order go down. Reckless picks up the kill, does take down Ana, who did fight over that purple buff, and Turtle now has spawned in, but at the same time, Guapsy is going to go ahead and find Jordan.
is sandwich. Weezy, you're not done. Take a deep breath.
That's right, gotta breathe, but Guapsi, no time to breathe. Mikasa's gonna go ahead and take him down, and now Melody needs to retreat, still giving vision for the team, but look at Alex, wasting no time. He's gonna go ahead and claim yet another neutral objective, the next turtle falling in the hands of the Empire.
We're really seeing a different side of Empire come out this game. Where was all this pressure on Fallout on that last game? And this is just what they needed. They needed that pressure. They needed to make sure Ana doesn't get anything in that jungle area. And this is what happens if you kind of force Ana on that assassin. He has the mechanics to go ahead and play the assassins, but the 1-3-1 strat coming from Empire might just be a little bit too much for Ana to go ahead and handle.
Now, speaking of pressure, battle on the tier 2 turret for the bottom side. Reckless takes down Guapsi. Manipulation does drop down alongside the Feather Airstrike. Alex is going to go ahead and take down Mello. Midnight is going to find Mikasa. But a stun on Alex, who is going to rush into Uzi. Low HP, doesn't opt in for the kill, but look at Reckless, very low. Ana is going to take him down. And a beautiful trade from both sides. 2 members falling on each team.
But that is macro loss for Fallout. They did just get their orange buff taken. They're going to go ahead, and Jordan's going to capitalize on this push. Midnight looking to deny that push as well, but we did see the split pushing coming in a lot from the side of Empire. And that 1-3-1 strat is what they're good for. They do have these tanky heroes, but they got to capitalize on this macro, as they don't really have a main pusher for these turrets. They don't have a marksman compared to Fallout. They have Guaps coming in on this ledge, able to do a little bit of damage to these turrets and potentially split push if needed. So they have to be careful, but Empire is looking really strong right now.
Yeah, and if you look at the Empire, right, they kind of switched around their draft. They went for an early aggressive composition because they know that's what Fallout kind of makes the most out of. But Reckless is going to find a kill, is going to go ahead and take down Uzi. That is 1 member down for Fallout so far, and a possible push for the tier 2 turret in the mid lane, left uncontested. But no, the Feathered Airstrike for the denial is going to do some damage onto the minions, but not enough. And it looks like the Empire may be able to take it. And honestly, that's what you have to do, right? Disrupt their early game. Mikasa does claim that turret for the mid lane, and now the battle on to the high ground turret. Jordan is going to find Guapsi to respond, and the Empire is going to push out and shift their focus over to this Lord.
And Ana still looking to farm, as he is a little bit behind jungle. Alex is sitting at 13, and Ana sitting at 11. This Lord just might not be into the favor, as we do have Reckless coming in. But actually, he doesn't even have ult. I do not know if Ana realizes he doesn't have that, which is unfortunately, though, the Lord is going to go into the side of Empire, not into the hands of Ana this time. And I know that Ana is still trying to look for a lot more items here, as they are looking to see what they can do with the farm that they have. And Jordan locking in this Hunter Strike. He's going to go ahead and build straight into that defense. And oh my goodness, that damage on Alice is... Oh my... Wow.
I mean, look at Alex, right? He's level 14, and Ana's 12. Just hit 12. It was just 11 a second ago, and that just shows you the difference in farm from the early game pressure. And it's just working out with the composition that they slotted in, right? We wanted to see how Reckless was going to boil into this composition with that Kaja, and he's doing really well. He provided that early game potential with that Divine Judgment, and that is what they needed to start off this strategy. And now Fallout is on the back end.
And Alice is going to go ahead and go into that damage build as well. Going to block in that clock, actually. And Dominus Ice actually has been picked up by Mello, but I feel like that's a little bit too late into the game now, as Mikasa on this Alice is already starting to scale. The Lord is still stomping down, looking for an answer. And here we go.
Now there's some manipulation, flowing blood, but 2 fall in. Watch is going to take down Mikasa, Numi on blast from afar. You're going to see Alex take down Mello. That is going to be 2 members off the board for the side of the Empire, 2 for the side of Fallout. You are looking at Lord push into the base crystal, but the Empire is going to shift focus over to the high ground turret for the bottom side. They are going to be able to claim that, and now the question is, do they pull their punches? Do they push out, or do they keep their foot on the gas and try and close this out? And it looks like they are going to go ahead and possibly keep their foot on the gas. Going to go ahead and chase Ana. And now, the thing about Ana, when he's running the Ling, he does have the opportunity to have the split push potential, but is going to rush into his blades going down, is going to rush into Reckless, force out a lot of utility, and down goes a Feathered Airstrike as well.
Conceal as well, and this is a chance maybe for Fallout to come back online and take that pressure back away into their side. But Flop's doing a little bit of damage, but looks like King's Calling widely missing him in a blast.
Where the stun is going to find Jordan. Down goes the manipulation. Demon picking up a kill with it. Takes down Uzi. Winter Truncheon over there by Mikasa. But Guapsi's going to wait for it to get out, and he's going to burst him down. But here comes a Black Dragon from afar, diving in to the backline. Dragon Tail. Reckless is going to take down Guapsi. Melody by himself going to be bursted down, but You are going to see the feathered airstrike from afar, but not before Demon can take him down. And right now, look at the base crystal. All for nothing. The Empire is rushing in on this early aggressive finish. Can they do it? Yes, they can. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to a game 3. The Empire claims victory.
See, Weezy, my question is, where was this aggressiveness earlier from Empire? This is just what they needed, and their 1-3-1 strat worked. So they did try the 1-2-2. They figured out it wasn't going to work. They also swapped out their jungler into that gold lane position, which they knew that's not going to work. And with their original strategy, like they have been doing, that's where they shine. The Empire, right? 3 beefy heroes. Maybe that's why they have their name, the Empire, because they are pretty dominant right now. And Guaps wasn't able to respond with that Leslie as she was scaling a little bit too late. The gold lead was all into the favor of Empire. We are looking at a 12-minute game now. Now, these two games have been very one-sided by both sides. One, it was Fallout, and now it's Empire. We are looking at almost a 10k gold lead once again, but we're gonna sit at that 7k mark right there. But we are looking at 8-2 turret trade, so macro was definitely into the hand of Empire. Lord as well. Turtle all has been picked up by Alex, and the buffs as well, orange and purple buff, almost every single one getting picked up pretty evenly. Beautiful KDA coming in from Demon, actually 508. That is what you want to see on your mage. That's how you know the mage did their job with their real world manipulation, dragging out the entire backline. But look at this team fight stat, Weezy.
That's right, you are seeing the total assist leading for the Empire, going into the hands of Mikasa over there with that Alice. You know, we didn't expect it to be pulled out, but we do know that is something that they kind of pull out time and time again, but it definitely works. It kind of throws a team off of their pace, and that is what happened, right? The Empire dominated in the early phase, and it was a one-sided story. The Fallout's actually on the back end this time, and now with both these teams 1-1, the question is who will be able to claim this final match for the first series.
And we are going to go see the replay really quickly, though. We do see Uzi trying to give that space to give out a little bit of zonage, but the real world manipulation was just too much in that backside, and Mikasa just standing there. And it's still fine. Was able to, did get taken off, but look at the another tanky, beefy hero, Jordan, coming in on this Yuzong, but Reckless coming in recklessly. It's going to go ahead and take off that marksman, just like we did talk about in our draft phase. This is really a one-sided story of who had the early aggro, and Reckless coming in on that Kaja was able to use the hero as he picked it up, and you did manifest that into Reckless. So I think he did a good job over there, making sure he did play his hero right. But that is a win over the side of Empire, 1-1 right now. So is it going to be Fallout or is it going to be Empire?
You know, that's the million-dollar question right there. And honestly, I don't know, because both of them played very similar, but on opposite rounds. And that has got to be kudos over there to the Empire, right? Because, I mean, that was expecting Fallout to be a little bit more aggressive and take the advantage. But the Empire learned from their mistakes in round 1 and made the most out of it in round 2. They not only structured their whole draft for early composition that was aggressive, because they know that Fallout's playstyle is early and aggressive. So if you kind of mirror that and play a little bit better, play a little bit more aggressive, it kind of makes Fallout a little lost in where to kind of focus in on those objectives. And that's what they did. They disrupted that tempo, and honestly, some amazing synergy, and now 1-1 on the board. The question is, you know, when you see the double round robin, we've seen the Empire, we've seen Fallout. Fallout was able to win 2-1, but this time around, you never know which way it's going to go. And that just shows you how much these teams are improving on the second half.
But now, when we talk about that standings, though, Fallout is going to have that lead because they did take that win, but Empire still has a chance to tie it up if they take this win home. But if Fallout takes this win, they're going to be ahead of Empire. So this really is the match breaking point for Empire. But for Fallout, even if they were to lose this round, they are still neck to neck with Empire. There is no lead coming in. So we are looking at an advantage, and we're also looking at a disadvantage. We're going to go ahead and automatically see Fanny and Landscape banned out. So now their target is all towards Ana. They knew that Ana played the Fanny before. Obviously, it went destructively bad as Ana really did prevail in that Fanny, but also that Lancelot we did see in that first game. The pathing, just like you said, was able to show how his rotations work and how much pressure he's giving already within the first 5 minutes, even before he touches Turtle. But now Glue is going to be banned out. But now I feel like Fallout they just found out that 131 is going to work into the hands of Empire. Are they going to ban out and do the respect bans, or are they going to just do their normal bans and let Empire run again with that 131? But that's not what you want to see. Maybe Ana going that Ling, that assassin, maybe it wasn't the right answer, or maybe just letting go of a late game marksman scale, which is going to be that Leslie. Maybe they could have opted in for another marksman. We know that Claude and Melissa was banned out, right? But maybe a Brody, maybe a Beatrix, right? Towards that mid-game sustain might have been a little bit better, but Valentina is getting banned out.
Now, something we have seen, though, that is similar in both of these rounds is the artillery mages, right? You've seen Demon, you've seen that Eve, you also on the other side, seen that Farza be locked down as well from Midnights, and both of them have been doing a phenomenal job, and honestly, I got to give them credit for that. But looking at the overall team, right, it looks like the Empire is going for a shutdown Ana at all costs, give Ana the hardest time in that farming path, and I can agree with taking out that Lancelot to Fanny. Time will tell, but we are going to go ahead and see that Kaja banned out as well. And when you do that, you kind of open up the opportunity for Ana to be a little bit more comfortable with those assassins. As we do look at Alex, he's more comfortable running for those tank fighters, so I'm not really sure how this is going to really work out for them, but that is an advantage over there to Fallout. But we'll see as this goes forward. We are going to be looking at that glue being taken off the board as well, but something is still walking, and that is the Faramis, right? We've seen Faramis with that sustainability, that Cult Altar kind of be a problem, and I'm wondering if Fallout is going to let that walk through the first phase.
Now, I also do know that Empire actually has a coach, and that's going to be Wei. So he is definitely drafting for Empire. I don't know if he is doing it currently right now as we are speaking, but I do know they have a coach in their backpack, in their backside. So if anything goes wrong, we do have that coach to lean on. But we're gonna go ahead and ban out the Joy, walk open the Faramis, but also let Arla open. So we do have a couple picks walking, but the issue is who's going to pick up what. But now knowing that Empire is going to go more towards that 131, I would like to maybe see Empire go for that fighter and get a hands on it first before Fallout does, because I do know Uzi did play Arlok before, and maybe the success rate wasn't as high, but I would have to favor the Arlok pick into the Empire, as they are known for that 131.
Well, I will say definitely when you're looking at the Empire, it's a different story from round one, right? I kind of take my notes and watch these teams time and time again, and I kind of rated the Empire a little bit lower on the list in terms of drafting and also a little bit on the micro and macro, but they're kind of flipping the script and changing the story so far, and this is what they need to do. They're trying to make their way up into that top 4 position to be able to compete in the semifinals, and these wins definitely help them get there. And right now, you are looking at that first pick. It did walk through the first ban phase, and Demon's going to go ahead and lock in the Faramis.
Yeah, the response coming in from Fallout is what I'm interested in, as they do have that saving grace. Valentina is banned out, so they're not going to be able to get that saving grace on their own team, but maybe a counter pick should be a very interesting read coming in from Fallout, as we both know, and everybody knows that Fallout is the one that has more of that neutral sustained draft. So I do want to see how they are going to counter that out. Maybe a Lolita for an answer, but Diggy's still on the board, so I know that Fallout is thinking back and forth, if I slot this, if I slot that, but just like I said, Arla is going to be picked up by Uzi, and Midnight's going to go ahead and lock in this real world manipulation. Now, here's also my theory. Oh yeah, that's a lot. It's already two pretty good heroes already on the board, Weezy. But we do know that Faramis is Cult Altar. Now, we're gonna do a little skip to the future. That's what we're gonna do really quickly. Cult Altar can be used for 2 things: either saving your teammate or kind of nullifying any CC or anything that is too much of a damage that anybody can't really withstand if the roam is not there. Now, Midnight is running this real world manipulation, so we do have the immobilize and the slow coming in, right? So you can use that, or you can use it to kind of just save your teammates, but the Lolita is actually going to get picked up by Empire, which I think is a very wonderful read, not letting Fallout take Lolita, which is also a pretty good counter against Faramis once the Cult Altar burns out. And Jordan once again with the Black Dragon, that's going to be Yuzong.
Yeah, definitely a strong pick that Yuzong can drop down over there on Midnights. And we've seen just how dominant Jordan was with it, right? Kind of forcing the team to be a little bit more on the back end so he can get those turrets. And now Anna is going to go ahead and lock in another assassin, right? Going to go in for this Hayabusa, that quad shadow, that mobility there. Anna definitely has a split push capability, and you don't really have anything to stop him. So I think it's a good read. I think it can work. But looking at the draft so far, right, you're seeing some sustainability provided by Demon on the Empire. You're seeing some CC provided over there by Reckless, and you're also seeing some strong frontline presence and mobility over there by Jordan with some life steal. So definitely going to need some of that anti-heal on the board moving forward, and I like what I'm seeing. We need to see who their late game damage dealer is going to be, though. What marksman are they going to kind of lock in and maybe even pick up the Claude, right? The Claude can dive in, give Midnights a very hard time. You had a battle mirror image as well to kind of escape Anna when he is going to try and rush in. So, oh, it is out. Ooh, this is okay. So this is going to be a little. It's gonna be a little.
No,
tricky,
but look at their bands. Look at their bands.
Yeah, I see
the
it.
Alice and the Lapu's banned out.
You know why? Because they're trying to stop that 1-3-1 composition that you've been kind of harping on. And honestly, it's a good read. Fallout definitely doing their homework. And it's good for both sides, right? It's not a one-sided story. And this is what we want to see every time we're watching these teams. And right now, they're kind of toe-to-toe. So, you know, that $1 million question, who has that extra little bit of oomph to take this series?
Oh, yeah. And I really want to give actually a good kudos over to Ana, right? He did lock in the Haya after the Roam and the Mage got slotted, right? Which means you can't run a Franco. There's no suppression anymore. So you can't run anything to kind of counter against Ana, and Ana had a hard time with the suppression coming in from Kaja. So he is able to kind of like take a deep big breath and be like, okay, I can actually farm in peace. No one is going to bother me with no suppression. I'm able to, you know, be able to 50-50 retreat some lords, turtles without having the thought of I can't do anything because I just got suppressed. But we do see Rock getting banned out, and Melody is going to go ahead and look for a response to the roam. I do want to see Melody actually go for a set roam, but Diggy's actually still open, which will be a big issue if it gets locked in, because Lolita is there for the Nuna Blast over there, and if that's the only form of AOECC. There's the Diggy. There's the Diggy.
Right on the money. Yeah, definitely going to help them out. And that's going to kind of cancel out Reckless with the Numeon Blast. But you still got to watch out for Demon. They have the survivability with that Cold Altar to kind of keep the team alive. So now missing only one player. They need to kind of lock in a late game damage dealer, right? Possibly pull in you know, the Claude to stop them from getting it, or if not, I kind of expect the Claude was banned out, so they need something that can do that late game damage. But you also got to keep in mind Reckless has Lolita to kind of reflect the bullets. But wait a minute, you are going to see Alex locking the Granger. Now this is interesting, right? This is what's creative about Alex. You never know what jungler he's going to pick, and he pops off majority of the time. So there we go, Minthar being locked in as well, and that is going to finalize the ban for the side of the Empire. And how are you currently feeling about it, man? Do you think it's a strong draft? Do you see them having a hard time so far for the side of the Empire?
So I'm looking at Guap's pick. Okay, it's a Beatrix. So they are doing the 1-3-1 once again with a hypercarry marksman this time, which is going to be Granger. Now, with all marksmen, they need time to scale. Granger needs the first core item, which is probably going to be Hunter Strike going in, but the same thing goes for Ana, right? But I feel like right now, it's a battle of who gets the snowball first. Because honestly, they have Jordan on this King's Calling, but they have the Diggy. So it's not going to do anything to Guaps. He can still hit stuff. He can still basic attack as long as Melody ults within Jordan or Reckless's ult. But now, here's the issue. If one of those ults gets popped out first, so if it's a Nuna Blast and he immunes it, Jordan can immediately follow right back up with King's Calling, which will put Guaps and Ana at an automatic disadvantage. If Jordan ults first, that will automatically pop Melody's ult, right? But that will also make sure Guaps and Melody are very safe in that area. But we are going to go into that final draft here, and the final game potentially for either side right now is going to be Empire versus Fallout. And going right back though, this is going to be really interesting, and I feel like the fight potential, the set potential, and how this game goes is all going to be decided on Mello on this Diggy.
Yeah, definitely going to be a deciding factor, especially with Jordan and Reckless combination, right? Both of them can kind of bait out that time journey, and I think that's the game plan. I think that's why Jordan kind of locked in on this Mincetar, so we'll see as time tells, but looking at the engagement so far, you are looking at Melody kind of protecting Guapsi, trying to get him online. You know he's going to scale, but look at the composition, right? You are looking at Yuzong. This is Mikasa running in the gold lane up against Guapsi. Not something you typically see, and so when you have that great, when you actually have that fighter in the gold lane, it's going to have a hard time at the range, but Mikasa's still kind of rushing out there, not too worried about it, but I wonder if it'll be costly for them. But at least they have the marksman in the jungle, but it's definitely a little bit of a difference when it comes to these engagements for the side lanes.
Absolutely. We already see Mikasa having a little bit of struggle keeping up with the momentum of Wops on this Beatrice, and that's what happens, and we did see it earlier, right? Running two fighters, a little bit squishy, but Jordan already putting Uzi in a very difficult position with this R-Lot. But Reckless already zoning out Bob, so they have to force out the flicker, which is not good. But Anna's already sitting in the bush, but we might see a potential snowball here.
Yeah, you are going to see that Destinata a little prematurely, not going to hit the mark at all. But on the bottom side, speaking about hitting the mark, Uzi to about a quarter of HP. Demon did try and burst him down, but you are going to see Anna on the top side. Some pressure on Mikasa. Reverse time pulling him back in very low. Anna does have the level 4. Can he close out the kill? You're going to see the quad shadow. Mikasa trying to get out. He's going to use the shot essence to petrify for the survivability, but here it goes. Weedy shadow kill, but the knockup!
Oh,
and Mikasa
no!
picks up the kill, is going to take down Anna, and he is going to make his way back to possibly contest, but no, he needs to recall now, possibly, but he is going to play it a little safe, but you are going to see the turtle go over there to the side of the Empire.
Now, this is the second time Anna has been taken off the board pretty early with this assassin pick, and that's not something you want. We need Anna to scale, but with that being said, that is a death already into the hands of Empire. A little bit of that gold bonus for gaining first blood, but now Anna really has to refocus on getting this rotations. Now, I don't think chasing down a Yuzong under a turret with a Petri was the right answer, but looks like there's gonna be a little bit of an invade coming in from Empire.
Yeah, right now the Empire trying to claim this series. Both teams currently tied up 1-2-1, and we know Fallout is an early aggressive team, but the Empire is able to match their pacing, which kind of lets you know they're ready to go that extra mile, and I wonder who will be able to take this game. This is a huge statement for both sides, right? Both teams trying to have that fourth position, that fourth seeding out of the top 8 teams. So we are slowly closing in to the semifinals for the NACT spring season, and we are going to see Reckless in that bush, hit with that Void Crystal from Midnight. Down goes the manipulation, but he is going to flicker out. Reverse time to pull him back. Mikasa going to frontline a lot of that damage. You are going to see Reckless possibly go back, but wait a minute. Down goes the Nubian Blast, but Anna is going to go ahead and take down Reckless and get out of there with the quad down. But no, Alex with the denial is going to take him down. Is going to go ahead and use that Destinata and hit Mello as well. You are going to see the Petrify Furious die from that Black Dragon from Mikasa as well. Shot Essence almost taking down Mello, but he is going to make his way back to the base. But on the bottom side, King's Calling does drop. Able to save Jordan just in time as Uzi almost bursted him down.
That was not the fight that I really wanted for the side of Fallout. Yes, they did take someone down off the board, which is going to be Reckless, but is the room really somebody you want to take down? Yes, a kill is a kill. It is worth a little bit of gold, but I would want to see Mikasa getting taken off. And already, look at all this pressure in this top side, dropping drops low, and looks like Alex again is going to have Prio over this turtle here.
Yeah, you are going to see the Empire possibly taking yet the second objective of this game, and Fallout finding themselves on the back and a little short. You are going to see Midnight taken very low, is going to go ahead and use that manipulation. Numion Blast dropping down for the stun, going to kind of delay some of that damage, and it looks like Reckless is going to have to get out just in time, but Turtle is still in play, right? And the question is, does Fallout rotate over there and try and contest it? But you are looking at Guapsi and Mikasa on the top side. Mikasa still able to hold on to this, but look at that turret, very low, and soon it's going to be bursted down if he doesn't have any help from his team. You are seeing Reckless wrap around trying to get there in time, and if they're not careful, they're going to find themselves with 2 turtles against them and also a turret falling 5 minutes in.
They are doing a little bit of the DDR dance around the turtle, but no one has actually started that turtle. Now it's going to be touched by the side of Empire and go ahead and pull the aggro over. But even though Mikasa They get that first kill. They are losing a little bit of macro on the top side, but here comes Uzi. Obviously blocking with the final slash, essentially.
Alex is going to go ahead and pick up that turret. Wopsy's going to take a turret and process. Alex is going to find Uzi on the chase. Reckless gets the stun on the Midnights very low, and down he goes. The double kill over to Alex, but are they done? Look at the bush. Mello and Anna in place, but the stun, quick burst potential. Reckless is going to go ahead and find that kill. Numerous passion, but canceled out over there by that Spear of Glory provided over there, you know, with this Minotaur into the hands of Jordan. The first time does go down, but Alex is going to pick up a mid kill. Not going to stop him. He is going to go ahead and find Wopsy, but Mikasa is going to take down Melody. And right now, the Empire has found their way in a good situation. They're going to be able to proxy this lane and take this turret.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the jungle pick coming in from Fallout, but Uzi is still looking for a little bit more.
Yeah, it does drop down that manipulation. Midnights is going to control the mid-river. Uzi is going to take down Jordan. Numi on blast, winding down for the stun onto Uzi and the knockup from the Furious Dive. Dragon Tail going out for the shot. Essence and Mikasa is going to pick up that kill. Killing spree has been activated. Namir's passion from afar from Guapsi, but look at the Ouija Shadow kill onto Demon. Anna is going to take him down. Guapsi is going to take down Alex, though, to respond, but the Void Crystal for the slow on Mikasa. Reverse time to hit him as well. Dragging him back and hit by Rainer. Guapsi is going to take him down for the double kill, and now Follow is going to claim the turret in the mid lane.
They did turn that fight around. I was about to put all my coins down on Empire, but Fallout did really show me what it's like to go back. But look at the replay really quickly. We did see Guabs coming in with that double kill, actually. Was able to take down Alex, then take down Mikasa right after that. And that timing, look at that. Boom. That is a double kill, though. And a shutdown. Alex was taken off the board, so a little bit of a gold bonus in that shutdown as well.
Yeah, definitely taking advantage, able to open up the map. When you take that mid turret, you gain a lot more pressure in the map in terms of invading the enemy jungle, and this is what Fallout needs in the Empire, right? They need to find a way to take them down. I mean, they've taken one turret, but they've lost 3, and now this turtle has spawned in, and the question is who will be able to take it. You are looking at both teams currently kind of tied up in terms of gold, but it's still an even trade across the board on these engagements, and I wonder who will be able to kind of tip the scale and make this match lean in their favor.
Oh, you can tell both of them don't want to go home. You can just see the pressure. But look at the bot side. Look at the trade. Turtle for a bot side gank potentially, but they are able to defend that very well. But look at the mid side. They might just go ahead and start prying over this macro again. But Guaps getting caught out.
Yeah, wasting no time. He's going to pick the kill. Down goes the Fierce Dive. Reckless going to take down Midnights, and now making their way over to the turret for the bottom side. Melody in a bad situation. Caught by Demon and 3 other members on the side of Fallout. But you are going to see Fallout pushing in to the tier 2 turret. Left unchecked. Can they claim it? As you saw the Empire focusing over there onto Fallout on the bottom side and taking advantage of the separation and making the most out of the mobility that is provided over there by that Hayabusa. Anna does claim that tier 2 and gets out with his life with full HP. But wait a minute, concealed play has been opted in. Quad Shadow to increase the distance, and the Empire is not able to catch him.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a little scary moment there. I just kind of saw them go 2 separate ways, and they're just like, I'll see you guys later. I'll see you later. And kind of just separated off with Uzi and Anna. Give a little bit of a thumbs up to this team, but we're going to go ahead and see Empire over there on that orange buff taken away once again from Anna. He did get the blue buff taken away earlier, but now it's going to be that orange buff, and we do see the macro play coming in from Empire and to go ahead and take this tier 2, but this mid side, they aren't letting that mid side go, and I feel like that is a good trade, honestly, only because the mid side gives up too much vision. But Guaps coming in, doing a little bit of damage. But what do you think Empire has to do in order to seal the deal, or what does Fallout have to do to turn this kind of around back into their favor?
Well, they definitely need to play close together as we are slowly making our way into the mid-game. Both teams fighting it out. Destinata not able to hit Mello, but the reverse time does catch him. Demon picked up a kill, takes him down. Mikasa is going to find Guapsi. You are going to see the Spirit Glory grab the Midnight, but he is going to flicker out just in time. Void Crystal dropping down. Alex is going to claim the turret in the mid lane, but fight not over. Look at Uzi is going to rush in with the Furious Dive and the Dragon Tail to stun, but the co-ult for the survivability. You are going to see him drop in that process, but a request for a pause, and this is going to be on the side of Fallout. And I got to say, man, an explosive game. Honestly, it's like we're watching ping pong right now with how back and forth this match is.
Oh yeah, it is very back and forth, and it's just like when one person gets taken off from either team, they immediately punish and capitalize that. But it goes for both sides, right? We are looking at that 9-minute mark, and the turret sieges are actually the same right now for both sides. This can be any man's game, any man's land, right? But we are seeing that the gold lead is also into the favor of Empire. Fallout a little bit behind Economy, but that does not matter as the turret is into their favor. But look at this top side replay really quickly, right? They were able to use the Colt Altar and Mikasa not being scared to dive in under that turret, is able to pick up 2, but we also see another skirmish in that mid side. Reckless is able to kind of front all that damage for Alex, and Guaps is where he does pop off the most, but that is only if they're dropped down low enough for Guaps to go ahead and do some damage.
Yeah, definitely doing a lot of damage. And now jumping back into the game, this is the Empire versus Fallouts. Both teams 1-2-1, and this is a ping pong of a match. Don't let the kill lead fool you, as both of these teams have been going back and forth this entire time. But now, looking like the Empire may have a slight advantage, making quick work of this neutral objective, is going to be able to take this Lord.
It is going to be uncontested into the hands of Alex, but I want to see Fallout take the advantage of making a mistake. Empire, yes, they are doing beautiful right now, but they are prone to make mistakes, maybe an overextension, maybe something wasn't timed correctly. I do want Fallout to capitalize, but if Fallout makes a mistake, I want Empire to go ahead and capitalize that, as well as they have Lord in their favor. So this should be a little bit of an easier time for Empire to go ahead and put Fallout kind of into a corner and make sure they don't get anything out of this.
That's right. And keep your eyes on Alex. He's currently sitting 7-1-6 over there on the Granger. Has definitely been dominating, an amazing performance, especially when you're up against an assassin jungle, especially a Hayabusa. And he's just been online this entire time. As we are seeing this Lord make his way up the top side, lanes have been synced from the Empire. They're going to try and close in and take these tier 2 turrets. And a battle may be on the way, as you are going to see Venice Rage drop down to clear the minions. But Mikasa is going to go ahead and claim that tier 2 turret for the bottom side.
Yeah, we do see the concealed play coming in, but wasn't able to find an answer. But they looks like they did defend the lanes very well. They're going to go ahead and defend this Lord. And we already see the mid lane clear, but there is another Lord coming in, and Ana on his Hayabusa sitting at 232, not the prettiest KDA, and Alex is sitting at 716. You can already see the KDA difference coming from Mikasa from the Black Dragon. Here we go, Weezy, take a deep big breath.
Is going to go ahead and hover around, provide a little bit of pressure, but is going to go back out. You are looking at Fallout standing only with their high ground turrets.
Oh.
Alex is going to find a kill, though. Takes down Guapsi. Down goes the manipulation. Jordan caught in the middle of it. Numion Blast does pop down alongside the Colt Altar for the survivability. The stun onto Uzi and the kill. The double, to be exact, over there from Alex. Demon is going to pick up a kill as well. Take down Mello, leaving only Midnight and Anna to defend against the full team of the Empire. Can they do it? Do they flip the script from round 4 and claim the victory on this series? As they do pick up a double from Demon, he is going to go ahead and send Anna to the caster's desk. Midnight all by himself. The high ground turrets have fallen, minus the bottom side. A little bit of that emote on their way into the base crystal, and a damage, but Guapsi just in time is going to flicker in. Numi's smashing onto the minions, is going to clear him out, but Alex is going to take down Guapsi. But they cleared the minions, but here comes some more in the mid lane, and that is all she wrote. Ladies and gentlemen, the Empire has flipped this script and taken this series up against Fallout.
My caster prediction. my caster prediction. Whoever voted Empire, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, but my caster vote has now came to a halt really quickly. Weezy and I both voted 2-1, but they did prove us wrong. Empire is going to go ahead and take that win, and Empire actually doing really well with that 1-3-1. I mean, it's honestly hard to execute 1-3-1 because that early game is a little bit of that struggle not all teams can kind of handle under their own hands, and them being able to kind of struggle in that early game but then just completely like push through the mid to late game. That's what's very surprising to me. This is a 12-minute game again. We are seeing very quick games, and this is very one-sided. 20-5, 8-4 turret siege as well. We are seeing the Lord be into the favor of Empire. 3-0 turtle fight, and the buffs actually kind of neck to neck, only missing one buff from inside of Fallout. But I'm gonna have to kind of give the MVP over there for this match to Alex. 10-1-7, but Weezy, break these stats down for me.
Right, you mentioned Alex. Look on the bottom side. He was the carry and the rich guy, right? He had the most damage and he had the most gold per minute. He was all over the board, making the most out of the situations that his team provided. And honestly, it was just a really good game. They didn't find a way to stop him. And this is interesting, right? This is that 1-3-1 composition you kind of spoke about. They put a fighter in the goal lane, right? You saw Mikasa run the Yuzong. It's not your traditional pick, but it played out tremendously well for the side of the Empire. As you are looking at a little bit of that recap on the replay, explosions everywhere. Down goes the Nemeon Blast. Down goes the manipulation, down goes the co-alter, down goes the final slash from Uzi, but Alex, living up to the name, is going to go ahead and pick up that kill. Reverse time into Mellow. Demon picking up that kill as well, and that left him in a very hard situation, right? Only Anna and Midnight's to defend, and look at Midnight's right here, right? He easily gets bursted down, and it was just a beautiful game. Some great synergy right there from the Empire, and everybody saw game one, right? I saw it, you saw it, North America saw it. We saw Fallout dominate. It was a one-sided story, but a light just kind of flickered on over there for the side of the Empire. They came alive and they did not stop. Overall, well done. And I look forward to seeing them in the second half of the round robin and how they progress up that ladder for the top 4.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was kind of like a flip of a coin, in my opinion, right? They did try out the 1-2-2 and they're like, nope, we're not doing this. We're going to go back to our 1-3-3 or 1-3-1 rotation. And that's what made them seal the deal on Fallout. And look at the rotations, right? They did have that early game. This is going to be towards the favor of Fallout, right? They did have that draft, but this is when Empire was running that 1-2-2 rotation, which is not in their favor. And now this is where Empire really prevails with that 1-3-1. I keep saying this over and over, but I don't think any team can really pull off a 1-3-1 draft like Empire. They did pull out what was the last match picks? It was the Misatar with a Yuzong, right? And that early game, not in their favor, but they even banned out the Alice and the Lapu, and they still said, you can ban out my comfort picks, I'm gonna pick something else and make a 1-3-3 work. And look at that damage coming in from Alex. That crit was a little bit too much for Fallout to handle, and Mikasa always coming online, being able to zone out that backside was a big issue for the side of Fallout.
Yeah, definitely a beautiful game from both teams. Honestly, you couldn't have asked for more. That Nemeon Blast winding down and just explosions everywhere. Amazing replays all over the board. But overall, great gameplay from the side of the Empire. I mean, you look at that Ouija Shadow kill rushing into Demon, Anna picking up that kill, Guapsi shutting him down. And this was a back and forth match for majority of the game. But the Empire able to close it out and, a surprising show. You did see Guapsi with that amazing double kill, though. You never knew which way this was going to go. And honestly, after seeing round one, I thought it would have went over to Fallout. I even predicted Fallout winning this, but after seeing this match, it just definitely shows you how good they are. But now we are going to be moving forward to another familiar face on the desk alongside our amazing host, Liz Bess. We got an amazing interview on the way, so definitely stay tuned.
Thank you, Weezy. Definitely very, very amazing. A lot of amazings used. But welcome, Ben. We had our community, we had our players, and today we have one of our very own star casters, BenDoneHadDid. Mr. Hadid, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Liz. Thank you for the deep, wide introduction of me. I feel like I'm like this guy, but you made me so grandiose. Thank you.
And that's just my job, right? But you are this guy, and we've seen a lot of changes this season. We've seen a lot of breaking the meta. We've seen breaking the meta with the picks, and today we even seen breaking the meta with the 1-3-1s. We haven't seen that for seasons, and now we have it back. So, you going through this tournament, what do you feel about the current standings, and what do you predict of if there is any changes, anything you like in particular, anything you're expecting to see in the next 2 weeks?
Ooh, next week it's hard to
lot
predict
of
because there's a lot of questions. I think it's hard to predict because so much has changed in the NACT, right? Wasions being DQ'd is like a big change for a lot of teams right now. There are only 7 teams. Everybody gained like a 10% chance to make it to playoffs. Those teams that were on the bubble, it's really important for them. As far as meta shifts in 1-3-1, I think because Minzy's so strong, right, it'll make Diggy pick more in contention, so you may see that 1-2-2 played and that babysitting in the gold lane a lot more often. Diggy will be played a lot more, and besides that, I think it should stay standard. I don't think we have any patches coming through, but that Minzy and that Diggy should be in priority.
But what about the top 4? Because right now, you talked about it.
4.
We've seen, I mean, the Ohio Brothers is kind of undefeated right now, and then BTK and Ackerman are still juggling for the top two, but the top 4, there's a lot of changes, especially with Wasians being DQ'd.
Yeah.
Which team are you expecting to make it to the bracket?
So we're really talking about 4th place, right? Because first slot
Yes.
TOB, 2nd and 3rd, right? We're talking about Ackerman, BTK. So really that 4th spot's the one in contention. You have Area 77, who's kind of like fallen from grace, and I think all the casters keep voting for them. They like, no, they won't lose this. No, they can't lose another game. And I'm really looking for them to like find their bottom and bounce back up. So I think you'll see Area 77 make a run deep into the tournament. We've only got 2 weeks left, and that's not a lot of time. I would love to see Empire make it. I'm a really big fan of Empire. So for me, it's between Empire and Area 77. I think Empire just beating Fallout shows that they'll take over that spot if it comes to contention. I'd love to see Empire make the 4th spot. They're a newer team, not well known, didn't have any star power or anything like that, and they have a coach, which is a huge advantage. And I hope more teams invest in that as well, because it's so important. But Empire, I think, is the dark horse. Nobody knew, no star power, no nothing, and they've really fought their way. They've improved so much. They have some really star players. Jordan, you have to respect Man is Glue. Now you have to look at the Menzie. There's so many things this guy can play. Mikasa being flexible with Alex. I think they're a very dynamic team, and they're picking up a little bit of Wasian's vibe. Wasian's got DQ'd maybe, but now we're seeing fighters in the gold lane from Empire. That's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. And the Empire, in the very beginning, we had doubts about it. I made jokes about roasting them, being the Empire has fallen, but we really seen that with today's matches, with that 1-3-1, none of the casters really predicted that they would come on top of Fallout with the draft, as well as just overall predictions. But even with the Alice, the Roger in the same team, and then be on the lower stand, losing the first game, they still made to come back and beat the Fallout. So that was mega impressive.
I think so too. Me and Deku predicted Empire to win. So shout out my man Deku. We're holding it down for the fort. I think Fallout plays more of a late game play style, and Empire can snowball. Fallout has shown me some early game potentials, but they really relegate themselves to later game, and that leaves them open and very vulnerable to snowball comps, and Empire can really snowball if you let them get going. I'm such a big fan of Empire. I hope that they continue as a team on into the next season and future events to build that camaraderie and synergy over time, because I think they can be a really strong team.
Absolutely. And if you were to pick one of your favorite teams or games this whole series, what would it be?
All right, this may be an unpopular pick, but I'm going to go with TOB versus Fallout. It was game 2 of their series, I think a couple of weeks ago, and Fallout almost won. They were so close to winning. They just didn't pull the trigger at the end and finish the base. They didn't dive in. They didn't have that killer instinct. But that was the first time we really saw TOB bleed a little bit, where they weren't trolling. They were in a 1-1 game, and they were trying to win, and they were losing to Fallout. Fallout almost won that game. That's got to probably be my favorite game. If I'm going to favorite team, I can't pick Wasians anymore because they're DQ'd, so I'm going to go with Empire. Wasians had a really interesting draft. I'm very sorry to see them go. Yeah, I'm going with Empire. I think they're very fun to watch. Interesting drafts. You never really know what to expect from them. They just took like 2-3 fighters into this, and that was amazing.
Yeah, and we're always in favor of unpopular picks to break the meta, but hopefully not to troll. And thank you so much, Ben, for joining us today. And then we look forward to seeing you in the upcoming matches. And please, everybody, stay tuned. Now, let's hear to Weezy to give us through who is the MVP for the first series.
That's right, and jumping straight into it, man. The MVP definitely has to go to Alex, right? The man was dominating. We've seen him pull out the Granger. We've seen him pull out the Roger. Both two untraditional picks that you don't see too many junglers be able to pull off, but he was able to get the job done. He was MVP for the final match of that series up against Fallout, and the man was dominating, unstoppable, and definitely the most valuable player.
I mean, he might not have had his Martis, might not have gotten a Maniac, but he came out with a beautiful KDA at the very end, carrying his team up towards that snowball to let the fighters go ahead and work with his 1-3-1 draft. So MVP, I feel like, is very well deserved by Alex. You did do amazing out there. You were able to do a lot of damage and kind of tell your team like, hey, we can kick some butt over there with this very unorthodox draft. So congratulations, Alex, for your MVP.
And speaking of valuable players, let's take a look at North America's #1 roam. Shark is in the building. Check out a little bit of this discussion and what he's got going on.
Absolutely, and we're gonna see a little little bit of Shark Little's highlights over here, but Shark is the one that's been dominant in that roam position. He is the current roamer for the TheOhioBrothers, and we do see his preferred hero is going to be Chow, but actually I've seen his Lolita as well, so I would have to say Chow and Lolita would be his two huge roam set potentials, but we've seen him play a very crazy Chow, but look at his favorite streamer, Weezy.
That's right. You got Dez in the building over there, definitely representing one of his favorite streamers, an amazing YouTube content creator, and we've seen him on his great interview in the NACT spring season. But I'm looking at the prize possession, right? Those Nike Dunk low-off white shoes. Who would have thought, right? Shark, I couldn't have pictured it, but he's got a little bit of that shoe collection, man. You know, maybe able to go toe-to-toe with myself, but it's all about Shark, right? Learn about how Shark bites the competition. He's earned the title. You've seen him compete inside of M3. You've seen him compete inside of M4. And he's just been dominating even overseas. You know, he kind of competed over there for MPO. So I got to say, like, Shark has definitely earned his title as the #1 roam. There are some roamers that are getting up there with him, though. But honestly, like, I've just never been disappointed. I don't think anybody in the world could really say they've seen a disappointing game with Shark.
No, and I don't know if you saw that last part. He was it says sensitive and then prone to emotional damage. I'm gonna have to agree in the emotional damage, as he is the roam, right? He's always the punching bag of his team. So I won't even complain that he is getting emotional damage, as he is the one taking all the hits, and, like, you know, he's always the one dying for his team, being the saving grace, getting those sets. I mean, if there was no Shark, there would be no fight. And if there's no fight, like, there's no game, right? So I think that's funny. Emotional damage as a roamer. I'll relate to that. I definitely have to relate to that.
And Shark living up to the name, you know, not just Shark, Super Shark to be, in fact. And honestly, he's just grabbing all the fish in the water, right? We've seen him dominate. And Shark, he's the only roam that was comfortable enough to pull, and we casted this, the Fanny in the roam position, and the man dominated and closed it out with a split finish. You know, they interviewed Ben. You know, we asked him what was his favorite game. I'm going to kind of dabble into that a little bit as well. That was my favorite game, was Shark picking up that Fanny. You know, he's done it over there, I believe, in NASL. He's kind of been known for it time and time again, but it's a surprise factor that he provides. And how many roams can you say can honestly pull off a Fanny the way he can?
Absolutely not. But that was Super Shark and a little bit of that information on him. But we're going to toss it back over to our beautiful host, Liz, for a little bit of more information.
Well, thank you, Eunice. You are beautiful as well. But ladies and gentlemen, we got some amazing, exciting social media news to share with you during our NACT regular season. First up, we're thrilled to announce that Moonton has partnered with the United States Esports Federation for the IESP World Championship Tournament 2023. This tournament will be held in Romania and will feature not Andrew Tate, but some star teams from 130 countries. What's more, our 2023 NACT Spring Grand Final, taking place in Las Vegas on May 14th, will determine the North American team that will head to IESF this year. That's pretty exciting. But in other news, we are happy to confirm that the champion of the NACT will also be invited to join the prestigious MSC this summer. So stay tuned and cheer on for your favorite teams as they compete for this amazing opportunity. Now, last but not least, it's time to vote for your favorite duel casters. Head over to our Discord server right now and cast your vote to show your support for the dynamic duels that make our events so entertaining and engaging. And that's it for our social media news updates. Stay tuned for more exciting news and casters. This is a time for you to shout out to your fans to vote for you.
That's definitely right. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this, but 5 minutes before the show started, our shirts were actually white. And our hearts started bleeding out with as much passion as we put into casting. And that's why they're this vibrant red. So definitely make sure you guys go on Discord right now for the North American server and place your votes. There's only one right answer, right? You got to go with Eunice and Stephweezy.
I mean, we are
I don't know if I would
the
vote
powerhouse for MLSA. So.
Oh, that's pretty exciting. But continue, Eunice. I was just going to say, they didn't invite me to the Discord call, so I didn't even know red was the color code today.
I mean, there's a little bit of black, right?
Yeah, I'm in
Black
between.
headphones?
You know,
Black-
you got the
black
black, I got
headphones?
the
Like-
black.
like-
She's got the red, and
we
it's
have
you know,
black.
it's there.
We have something, but Weezy and I are the powerhouses for MLSA. We also have other casters on the board, which is going to be Deku as well. But we are bringing you with the matching fits, and we are bringing you with the most amount of energy that we can possibly bring to the table. And we are hoping that you guys vote for Stephweezy and I for the semifinals casting. And I'm excited if we do end up getting picked as well.
That's
and
right.
I'm super excited to see how great our NA community has grown, the players, the teams, and without you guys' support, none of that would be possible. So for you guys, we have another giveaway. We have 30 giveaway codes listed on the screen, which you will have chances, 99.5% chance to advance tournament chests, which will feature 100 tickets, magic dust, and premium skin fragments, as well as a 0.5% chance to one of these amazing skins. I mean, I took a look at the list of skins and none of them has changed, but they're still pretty exciting. So make sure you type the code on the screen and into the link in the description below and secure your win. Now, as you guys are typing it away, we're gonna take a short little break and see you guys right back. Guys, we are back and we're ready to roll as we proceed to the second game of the day between the Ohio Brothers and Area 77. We're going to quickly move to the predictions of our casters. So for week 6, game number 2 of day 1, we have our casters. Oh wow, our casters are all favoring the Ohio Brothers with a 2-0 sweep. I mean, Eunice got a little stomped for the first game, but Eunice, are you confident about your pick this time?
I am confident. I mean, there is really nobody being able to stop the Ohio Brothers right now. Their synergy in their drafts and the players as well. We have the M4 powerhouse in their team lineup, and Weezy also doing 2-0 as well. And Weezy, why did you vote for 2-0 sweep onto the favor of TOB?
Well, I mean, TOB, definitely the name speaks for itself. I mean, they're unbeatable, right? They only lost one game, and that was to what? Wasians? And that wasn't a series. That was one match. And honestly, I think they were kind of just playing around. But looking at the Ohio Brothers, they've definitely not fallen short at all. They have all their players on their team sitting at that #1 position for that role, with only best player falling short to Mobazane. But he is trying to live up to the #1 jungler's title. And with a team like the Ohio Brothers, that may be possible.
I mean, for sure, their name says it all. TOB, to be beaten. Sorry, I'm really bad with these, but they're definitely undefeated right now. They've shown so much synergy and they've shown so much just persistence. Like, they're just persistently good. They've trolled a few times, responding back with a little bit of a humor, but they're still dominating the scene. They're playing on a different level, and at this point, we're still seeing our other teams improve, but I agree with you guys. Right now, TOB is on another level, and it really shows how great the NA scene is.
Yeah, definitely a strong scene. I mean, you look at all the players, honestly, top class, right? Best drafting, best flexibility when it comes to drafting as well with that. Best player providing a new dynamic to the team that's leading North America. The master of his assassins has definitely been showing, and honestly, I mean, nobody's been able to beat them yet. So, if Area 77 can take them down, I mean, that's a huge statement for whoever does it. I think every time somebody's going up against the Ohio Brothers, it's like going up against the best of the best. And I really can't wait to see what we have today looking at Area 77 up against the Ohio Brothers.
Yeah, and best player is really trying to make sure he doesn't get cut short. And Weezy, you were actually gone for 2 weeks, but there was a Fanny pickup by best player and actually a Lord steal without retreat. So there was a little bit of a fun time that you missed, but we're going to see it today. It's going to be TOB versus A77 right on the board.
And we'll see if best player is Eunice's best player. But we're going to move into draft 1 of the series. Guys, take it away.
That's right. Jumping straight into the draft. This is going to be the first match of the day in this beautiful best of 3 series. The Ohio Brother, the unbeatable team, sitting 20-1 up against Area 77, who's been a little up and down, 10-13 record.
Now, we did talk about this a little bit earlier, and actually in Ben's interview, all the casters have actually been voting for A77 multiple times, but unfortunately they fell a little bit short every single time. Maybe they might prove us wrong and maybe take a game away from TOB. Who knows? Maybe prove all of us wrong, actually, because we did vote the same vote. So we are synced, but I'm gonna have to say A77 plays a little bit similar to Fallout, right? We're gonna see a good, decently neutrally balanced draft, and that is something that they have done before. Now, I do know in our last round, they did switch up a lot of players in different roles. Now, Weezy wasn't here for this, but we did do a little bit of a recap on those games. And Weezy, what are your thoughts on the player switches on each role?
Well, I definitely think you should keep Gauss Cutie in the Rome position. I mean, in my honest opinion, he's one of the best for that role. And when you kind of swap him around, it's just not as beneficial. Not to mention Mark Cutie, when he swaps his role, I believe over there with K Cutie for the Mage and the Marksman. I would prefer to have Mark Cutie in the Marksman. I mean, he was the first Marksman to pull up the Maniac in the NACT spring season. And if it's not broken, don't fix it. But looking at the draft so far, you are seeing a little bit of that respect ban on the way, trying to limit best player as much as they can. They're going to go ahead and take out that Fanny alongside the Faramis, but keep an eye on the Ohio Brothers and their bans as well.
Yeah, we do see the 1-1 getting banned out, and that was the one marksman that easy peasy ISO from BTK got a savage on, so you don't want to let that 1-1 walk, right? But Basic also played that 1-1 very well in one of those rounds, and Valentina is also going to get banned out. So just like Weezy said, these are some of respect bans, and now we're talking about a team that is standing, if you look over there, 20-1. Best player locking in Joy is going to go ahead and be slotted now. Weezy, we talked about this earlier. Joy hasn't had the highest success rate. We've seen it, put it in the EXP, but maybe it might be a little bit different if it's in the jungle area.
Yeah, you are going to pick up that Joy, but Kaja's still on the table, the direct counter, and Gauss Cutie wasting no time is going to go ahead and pick that up. So, I mean, like you said, Joy doesn't have the highest success rate, and when you slap a Kaja on top of that, I mean, that's only going to prove that even more to be true. So, that is a good read so far for Area 77. I like how you kind of harped in on Area 77 being very similar to Fallout. They fall a little bit short to the micro and macro, but in terms of the drafting style, I would say they're definitely upper tier. I'd say mid to almost high tier. But the TheOhioBrothers is best of the best. I mean, the TheOhioBrothers have the capability for that 3D drafting style, right? They can draft assassins, they can draft fighter tanks, they can also go untraditional with those X Factor drafts that keep you on your toes, like Shark running the Fanny out of nowhere, right? So with that being said, it's very hard to kind of stop them in the draft, and I'm expecting it still to lean in favor for the TheOhioBrothers. But when you do see that Kaja in play, it's going to definitely give a little bit of a harder time over there for the Joy. But the thing is, how is Area 77 going to stack in some frontline presence? We're already seeing that Lancelot picked up. Maybe we'll see a Tanks-a-Lot to kind of take a lot of that damage. The only problem with Kaja is the single target CC. So you need somebody else to go up there and provide a set for the entire team that your backlines can burst down.
So I was gonna kind of touch on the TheOhioBrothers draft really quickly. If I didn't see that Arlot pick, I would say that the Joy could be flexed in the EXP or the jungle lane, but I do see an Arlot. I do know that they are known to pull out some very orthodox drafts, so I'm not even going to question anything, because the last time Weezy and I tried to draft something, we got stomped literally halfway through the whole entire draft phase. So I'm not even going to touch their side. I'm just going to let it be. But I'm going to, if I had to guess, it's going to be a Joy jungle with the Arlot side, and they obviously Beatrix in the gold lane. And Gal's coming in with the Kaja. Pog is going to look in the Tanks-a-Lot. And then Mark QT is going to go ahead and respond with this Claude. Now, we already see Assassins getting banned out again by Area 77. They are thinking possibly this could also be a mid Joy. So there is so many different ways this Joy can be played around, and the only position that really won't be beneficial is that roam position. But A77's read is that Joy's going to go towards that mid lane, Arlot's going to go towards the EXP lane, and there's still room for best player to go ahead and lock in that assassin, or maybe he's just going to go ahead straight in with the Joy jungle. But is he going to prove the success rate to the higher area, or is he just going to go ahead and join the group of the not so successful rate on that Joy pick?
Yeah, definitely some good statements right there. I mean, look at Area 77. You are going to see Mark QT locking in this Claude. He's going to have that late game damage that they need to lean on. You have Pogi, who can either go the attack way, or he can go more through that physical tank way to take a lot of that damage in that jungle position. But looking at the TheOhioBrothers, you know, what they're drafting so far, you don't really know where the Joy is going to go. I mean, the Joy can go in the mid lane, the Joy can go in the jungle. You just don't know. And with a team like the TheOhioBrothers, I think that's the way they draft like this. You know, they do this for a reason, to make you keep guessing. And honestly, it can still work out in either situation. But looking at the draft so far, looking at Area 77 on the second phase of the ban, they're going to go ahead and take out the Hayabusa, right? They're trying to limit some of the assassins that are available over there to best player. But keep in mind, best player still can run the tank fighters, still an option when needed. And that's just the type of presence that the TheOhioBrothers brings. You can't really outdraft them, but as long as you have a strong draft to go against them, that's when you can put on a great game.
Yeah, and the TheOhioBrothers actually banned out a Farsa and a Mincetar in exchange for a Haya and a Kadita. Now, Haya, one of best players, very easy pick up assassins, but I do know best player can flip through the assassin to the tank jungle. We've seen it. They've played it already. We've seen the Fredrin, we've seen the Barats. So there is different situations that the TheOhioBrothers can draft into, and that's why Weezy said we can't really outdraft them. I don't want to even talk about the draft, because we did embarrass ourselves last time trying to figure out what the heck they were trying to draft. But Lava Cutie is going to lock in this Kagura. Now, Kagura, needs obviously some time to scale, but she does have really good poke damage early game with her umbrella over there. You're actually going to lock in this Lolita, and obviously there's going to be a little bit of switching going around, and Hoon is left with an open mage slot, or is that going to be a different pick, as Joy, like we said, can be slotted anywhere? And I'm just kind of staring down right there. I mean, it's under Wheezy, so I'm waiting.
Don't put this
for
on me.
no,
honestly,
it's on you. It's on your side. You can take it.
It's hard to tell, right? Like we did this last time when they picked out the Fanny, you know, trying to guess around, and maybe it'll be right on the money again. But they still have a lot of creativity with this draft. I mean, you can pretty much run whatever you want. You can put Joy in the jungle, slide in another mage if needed, even go the artillery route if you want to, or you can put Joy in the mid lane and pick the assassin, and that looks like to be the game plan. Now, there is a Kaja on the table, right? So that does work in Area 77's favor. Can use that Divine Judgment to be able to grab him up, but you also got to worry about the Joy. You have to pick a hero to kind of rush in on, so it's either one or the other, and that's where Kaja has his limitations. So I still think that the side of Area 77 needs to put in a tank in the XP lane, and if I'm looking so far, maybe putting in that Grok, maybe a game plan. They need something, right? They don't have enough frontline presence. I mean, yes, you have the Lancelot, you can go the tank route, but is it enough, especially when you're lacking in the CC department, only relying on Gal's Cutie? So I really want to see which way this goes. You know, actually a different dynamic, because it is going to be Lava Cutie. So this is going to be an interesting draft. And there it goes.
Oh,
look,
there's
there
a
goes.
Grok.
We got the Grok over there in the bottom side. That's what I wanted to see, and I'm happy for it. And they picked it for a reason, and that is exactly why. So with that being locked in, we definitely have a great show on the way between Area 77 and the Ohio Brothers.
Yeah, but I'm looking at this Kaja right here. Gals is right under me. Now, the decision that Gals has to make, is it going to be Joy or the Link? Because those are two kind of assassin heroes. Let's be honest. Joy is an assassin. She's able to dash everywhere, immune to CC actually, unless it's a direct suppression, right? But best player is going to come in on this Link. Going to go ahead and go through the assassin route. But that is up to Gals. Do they want the objectives, or do they want to make sure the backline doesn't get destroyed by Hoon? I'm pretty sure he's going to run that Vengeance, which is a direct counter to Mark QT on this Club of the Blazing Duet. We don't want that up in his face. So I feel like Gal's QT has a little bit of pressure on him. He's got to choose one or the other. But we are going into the first game, A77 versus TOB, with this very unique draft coming in from both sides. And Wheezy, you have to pick a draft. Which side are you favoring?
Oh, this is an easy one. I'm definitely going for the Ohio Brothers for a couple of reasons, right? You've got Shark on his comfort pick. He's running the Lolita, one of the best Lolitas in North America. And then you got the #1 XP lane, Yureshi, on this R-Lot. When you combo a Lolita with an R-Lot, that's more CC for Yureshi to use in his disposal. And that's where R-Lot kind of shines, stacking up against the composition with the CC capability. Not to mention, look at Gal's Cutie, right? He is in the wrong position this time. That's what we like to see. But when he's running the Kaja, he has to pick either basic, he has to pick best player, or he has to pick Joy over there on Hoon to be able to use that Divine Judgment, which is kind of like the Valentina. When you pick too many options that he has to grab, it may overwhelm him, and that is what the Ohio Brothers game plan is so far. But I do give credit over to Area 77, locking in this this Grok over there for K Cutie, right? When he locks that in, they have the CC they need to kind of win these skirmishes, but it's definitely going to boil down to the micro and macro for this one.
And I do definitely feel like Gal's QT is the one deciding everything, right? It's either, just like you said, the Ling, or Beatrix, or the Joy. So you do have to pick what you want, and I feel like that's going to require a little bit of communication with the team if you want the objective or if not. But Poggy looking dangerously low.
Starting to see the best player over there pick up a kill. First blood with the Tempest of Blades is going to find Poggy, the jungler for the side of Area 77. Not the player you want to fall this early. That's going to disrupt his farming rotation, especially before this first turtle. And the Ohio Brothers living up to the team, showing the world that they remain almost undefeated, not planning on losing anytime soon.
So look at the top side, a lot of pressure already, and there is too much already. This is even before Turtle came up, and look at Yurex already starting this Turtle and giving enough pressure, the leech, the aggro, to the furthest extent you can possibly take it, waiting for Beckley to come back, but looks like they're already pressure this top side and put Mark Q dangerously low.
Yeah, in a bad situation, Gal's Cutie trying to do the most, trying to use the Ring of Order, trying to push them out, but Shark and Basic just proxying this lane with little to no issues. Mirror's Bastion going down, dropping Gal's Cutie to about half HP, and Basic already getting a lot of farm. This is going to be very easy for his Beatrix to scale.
We do see a little bit of that skirmish on that bot side, dropping Poggy low once again. Not able to look for an answer that he wanted.
Yeah, this is not really good for Poggy, right? He's level 4, but he has to recall back to the base, which means he's not going to be able to get his farm. I mean, his orange buff is still activated. Look at the electrifying beats from Hoon in the mid lane. Already going to shut down Lava Cutie, and oh my goodness, KCutie going to find Hoon on the back door, kicking him out of his house right there, but you are seeing the Ohio Brothers maintaining pressure, and you are seeing the battle shift its focus over to the turtle pit. Thorn Rose going out, Phantom Execution. You are seeing Yureshi knocked airborne, and GalsCutie going to secure that kill.
It looks like there's an EXP laner down. It's a little bit of a zonage issue coming in from Ohio Brothers, but knowing that Shark still has Aluminum Blast up to his advantage, might be able to get this turtle a little bit at a risk. Shark getting dangerously low.
You are seeing both teams fight it out inside of the turtle pit. Pokey in position for the retribution, and best player is going to go ahead and secure that. Going to go ahead and deny him with the steal and get out just in time with the Finch Poise, but the stun. And Yureshi securing the kill, takes down Lava Cutie, but they are not done there. Electrifying beats from Hoon. Yureshi going to pick up the kill, take down Poggy. Hoon going to take down KCutie. Numion Blast going down, and Renner's Empathy barely missing GalsCutie on his way out.
Already giving a 2k gold lead into the side of Ohio Brothers. We do see Yureshi coming in at 2-1. Same with Hoon as well. 100% kill participation so far. The rotations are too tight for Area 77 to go ahead and follow up. We did see Basic come from the top side back into the mid side, being able to go ahead and assist in those kills. And look at the pressure. So now going to be in response to Basic, as A77 really wants to shut down Basic in that gold lane.
Yeah, and looking at Yureshi, already sitting 2-1-0, having a really easy time. And not to mention, when he gets online with Shark, it's going to be hard to stop them, especially when that Numion Blast bursts down. I mean, look at it right now. You've seen Yureshi not afraid to go behind the turret, clear those minions, and now 2v1 situation. Two Blades goes down by best player, is going to rush back in. Yureshi, best player out for blood. Best player is going to secure the kill and take down KCutie, but on the top side, you're going to see Shark, you know, sending that emote. We did a little bit of that discussion around it. Maybe wearing those those white dunks over there that he kind of harps in on, his favorite shoes over there. But anyway, jumping back into the game, I gotta say, Area 77 not looking too strong right now. They need to find a way to disrupt the tempo, and down goes the Numion Blast, but the Renner's Empathy a little short from Basic. Marcutie able to get out of it. He is still gonna play a little safe though, trying to clear these minions. Look at Lava Cutie though, wrap it around. Down goes the Blaze, do have to clear the minions. The stun from Shark. And now you are going to see the suppression over there by the Divine Judgment on Hoon. A little too aggressive, and he is going to be taken down by Lava Cutie.
That was a Divine Judgment that we did talk about. It's going to be one or the other, and it ended up being Hoon over there. But Basic is still able to capitalize this, but mid lane might be a little bit skirmish here.
Yeah, this is actually a good start for Area 77. If they can take down that mid lane, they will be able to open up the jungle in terms of invasion for the Ohio Brothers, which could definitely shift this entire game for the early phase.
Yeah, you do want to get a little bit ahead on that macro, right? We do know that the Ohio Brothers has the advantage with the rotations, but if you catch them off guard, you might be able to steal a turret or two. And look at Claude already going to go ahead and take that bot side tower, which is going to be the objective lost right now. So this is a 1-for-1 turret trade, top for bot, but looks like there's going to be a little bit of a dance again for that turtle here.
Yeah, and that's what Area 77 needs to do. They need to claim some real estate on the map, but keep in mind, the Ohio Brothers did get a turtle, so they're still in the race for who can lead in terms of the gold. And now display going down in the turtle pit. You are going to see Finish Rage not hit the mark, maybe on Blast winding down. You are going to see Hoon take down GalsCutie, and basically the flicker in, possibly get a kill. Is going to shake down Lava Cutie, but not before best player secures this turtle for the Ohio Brothers.
Yeah, that was a 2-for-0 trade with a turtle into the hands of the Ohio Brothers. And I don't know if you guys saw, but the Tempest Blades coming up from best player, baiting out the Kaja ult on somebody else, put it back into Cassie's desk, but Basic taking off a kill. But that is still all the favor towards the Ohio Brothers with a very good goal lead in their hands.
And now they are trying to take this mid turret as well to open up that map. One of the most important objectives of the game, especially in the early phase, and both sides doing a little bit of chip damage on it. And honestly, Area 77, even though they're falling a little bit short in terms of the kills, they still have the advantage on the map, right? And so if they can find a way to be able to take that mid turret, they can kind of lead in terms of the turrets as well and open up that map for the invasions. But if not, if you allow the Ohio Brothers to kind of progress and take this early game, they're going to find themselves in a tricky situation and might not be able to get out of it.
And now. Let's look at talk. Oh, I can't talk. Numen and Blast being canceled out.
That's right, you are seeing the 2v3 situation. Shark and Yureshi wrapping around. Hoon joining the fight. They are going to rush in for the kill, but there's no minions to really make the most out of the situation, but they are going to be able to proxy them. I mean, look at the 4v1 setup, but look on the right side, Lava Cutie, Gauss Cutie, they are close in distance to be able to contest, and the question is, do they still proxy that lane? No, they're going to shift focus into the mid, and there's nobody there to contest it, and this may be an opportunity to create that zonage, and best player... Backdoor is going to go ahead and take the Choo-Choo turret on the bottom side before Cutie can't contest it. Now he's going to take... No, Battle Mirror Image just in time. But no, my goodness. Best player wasting no time. Finch Poise in is going to pick the kill. Find the marksman in Area 77 and down goes the Numion Blast, but canceled by Guardian's Barrier. Look at Yureshi though. He is going to go ahead and use the possible final slash on the way. There it goes. Gauss Cutie is going to take down Hoon, the flicker out from Gauss Cutie. You are going to see basic Yureshi Shark trying to take this turret. K-Cutie Pokey sitting strong, not letting it go, but best player just rotating around the map, creating the opportunity from the separation of this heavy focus on the top side. See the final slash from Poggy. Guardian's Barrier going down. 2v3 situation. They need some backup. Gauss Cutie needs to get there in time, but can he do it? But while this is happening, you are seeing best player make the most out of the situation, is making work of that Lord, and now in one situation, Yureshi gonna use that final slash, fighting Poggy, Gauss Cutie, and Lava Cutie at the same time. K-Cutie as well, but best player is gonna take the Lord, and he is still alive! The one-man army, Shark with the backup alongside Basic. They are now trying to even out the odds. Electrifying beats from Hoon to join the fight is gonna take down K-Cutie, picking up a double, takes down Lava from the side, backdoor play, and this is what you get when you watch the Ohio Brothers. Some beautiful synergy. Area 77 not looking the best right now, but we do know they have the ability to turn this around. You gotta find a way to disrupt this tempo.
They really said we don't need the jungler, you can go ahead and do that Lord. And they did capitalize on the top step, electrifying beats, giving us a good rhythm, but not able to find the right tone as Hoon was using that to get out, but Basic already winding up his sniper shot. Might be a little bit of a clash here in the mid lane.
And you see Yureshi get very comfortable, just rushing in with the final slash. He knows he has Shark on the back end with the Numion Blast to be able to get those marks and be able to do some additional damage. And honestly, some great gameplay so far. 12-4, 10 minutes in, Lord pushing in on the bottom side, and you're looking at Area 77 down to their high ground turrets, as you are seeing their last tier 2 fall in favor for the Ohio Brothers. And now they are trying to go for a possible early finish, trying to claim any advantage they can, and they still have minions top side, super minions to be in fact, and looks like they are going to go for some additional real estate, but is this the right decision? Tips and Blades going down by best player, the knock up, and you are going to see Cutie with the Blades duet as a response, trying to contest, but a huge Numion Blast. Basic takes down K-Cutie, Yureshi taking down Lava Cutie, 2 members down to the side of Area 77. The pressure is real. The Ohio Brothers online 10 minutes in.
Best player just got dropped dangerously, was able to get out, but Shark with that Numion Blast was able to save and get that set for the rest of the Ohio Brothers, but they're still not done yet, Weezy.
That's right, not done. You are going to see the Phantom's execution from Poggy. Needs to get out of there, barely missing the range of empathy, but the electrifying beats from Hoon is going to be taken down by Gauss Cutie on the Kaja, but down goes the high ground turret for the mid, and you are going to see Yureshi pick that up. Shark takes down Gauss Cutie. You are seeing the base opened up for the side of Area 77. Their backs against the wall, going up against North America's #1 team. They need to find a way to stop them. Can they do it? Basic is going to take down Lava Cutie. Blazing Duet going down by Cutie. Poggy taking down Basic. You're going to see Thorn Rose activated over there by Poggy. Double kill takes down Shark, but is he finished? Win a nature proc by Cutie. Trying to fight it out. Yureshi going to take down K-Cutie. Thorn Rose going in. Poggy versus Yureshi. Who can prevail? You are seeing Cutie. You are seeing Gauss Cutie and Poggy still there to defend as Shark and Basic fall in this skirmish, but Area 77 not looking good right now, hanging on to their last high ground turret for the top side.
And we do look at the goalie. We are sitting at 9K ahead from the side of Ohio Brothers, and Yureshi just did a whole 1v3 one-man army against 3-man and was able to take down 1 and also walk out unharmed. Conceal play coming in from A77, trying to get position of this Lord, but Gauss Cutie is chasing down a best player on this Ling, and they are setting up for the Lord, but looks like everyone's here, but look at the backdoor coming from Yureshi.
Yeah, look at the gameplay. Yureshi being very aggressive, super comfortable, is going to go ahead with that final slash. Best player going to dive in with Finch Poise, mega kill, takes down Cutie, electrifying beats, activated Basic, taking down Lava Cutie. Tempest Blades going down from best player. They are not done there. They are out for blood. They are punishing any step that Area 77 takes. You are seeing Poggy in the Lord pit and now trapped by the side of the Ohio Brothers. Basic is going to pick up a kill, is going to go ahead and find Gauss Cutie. Cutie. Pogi by himself. 3v1 situation. Shark is going to get the stun. Thorn Rose. He needs to path out, but can he do it? But look at the base crystal. Guardian Spirit going out. Cutie shuts down Yureshi, but Basic is there for the damage. That might be all they need to close this out with a 12-minute finish as a 1 minute is standing. And ladies and gentlemen, Basic has done it. He has claimed game 1 and claimed it over the amazing team Area 77. What a play.
Nice stall coming in from TOB, was able to stall out Poggy from going back to recall and help clear the minions, and TOB knew it was just the Grox and wasn't able to defend, and Basic coming in with those sniper shots was able to melt down that base crystal to a full health to now nothing, as TOB is going to take that game in actually a 12-minute game. We are seeing very fast matches, very one-sided so far, and maybe A77 can go ahead and change that up as we go look into the stats in a couple of seconds. But the Kaja really I thought that they were going to go aim more towards best player, as the objectives needed to be in their favor, but he really had to choose either saving his backline or saving and giving up an objective. 21-8, we are looking at a 10k gold lead. We do see the turret sieges coming in from the TheOhioBrothers, a lot of more macro. Lord and Turtle has all been into the hands of TOB as well. And we do see the buffs, the orange, especially the purple buff, as best player does need energy for that link. But we do see Hoon and Basic, Shark all coming in with a beautiful KDA. Might not be to the best favor of Hoon, as he was, kept getting dove under the turret. But talk about these team fight stats for me.
Yeah, just an amazing game. The rich guy going into the hands of best player. He has 898 gold per minute, and then you're looking at the carry being Basic, right? The one who closed out that game with the swift finish. You saw Cutie trying to deny him that 1 minute, all he needed to close that out. I mean, just look at the stats so far. A lot more damage taken, a lot more damage dished out, and the turret damage just speaks for itself. The TheOhioBrothers at the right place at the right time, and Area 77, they looked really strong in the beginning phase, but they kind of fell apart toward the mid game, and it was a quick finish, and that's what you get from the TheOhioBrothers, right? When you make a slight mistake, they capitalize on it, and they make the most out of the situation.
Absolutely, and that was a very good first game play, and honestly, it was more of that synergy that we like to see, right? It was Shark and Hoon's rotation to that top side to the bot side, and we don't really see marksmen's coming all the way from that top side to the mid side and to the turtle side to give up and assist a kill, but we do see this fight already in synergy. Look at Shark already bodied back in the backline, but basically being able to free hit anything that is in his face, and he was already in that goal lead 5-1-3. But looking at Mark QT on this Claude wasn't looking too great, and here comes the stallage that we saw, right? 3 members of TOB making sure Poggy does not recall, as they just left KQT on this Grok over there, left to defend. And that was a good stall that did end up finishing up the game, and Basic was just able to free hit everything. But we are about to get into match 2 very soon, and do you think A77 can take a match, or even at least a intense game just like TOB and Fallout? Because hey, there was an actual intense match against TOB and Fallout, went over 20 minutes, I believe, so there is still a chance. But the issue is, can they execute it out into the actual draft? That's my question.
As you mentioned, can they do it? As we are jumping into the draft for the second match of the day between Area 77 and the TheOhioBrothers. The TheOhioBrothers leading the way 1-2-0 in this best of 3. But, to jump in on your question, can they do it? I absolutely think they can. I'm a firm believer of anything is possible if you work hard enough for it, right? But the question is, have they been working hard enough? If I look at Area 77, right, honestly, they're like my favorite team when we first started the round robin. I was really rooting for them, and, they still kind of have my heart in certain pieces, but I feel like they need to step their game up. Somewhere along the line, they lost their way, and they need to regain their focus if they do want to be able to be one of those top 4 teams. So maybe work a little bit harder, grind a little bit more off of the NACT to be able to step up and take some of these games away, right? I mean, you saw the performance in the early phase. They did a really good job. They were able to take a turret. They lost a turtle, but they were opening up the map. But then out of nowhere, they lost like 1 objective, and then that's when the TheOhioBrothers just came online and snowballed. And I think if they can just find a way to stay focused and stay dedicated, and also not switch up their roster, right? You need to stay in the role that you're best in and keep it that way. When you take Gals Cutie off the roam, it doesn't really work out that well in their favor, especially when you go up against an upper echelon team. So if they can check all of that off the board, then yes, I firmly believe they have a chance to take down any team in the NACT spring season. But, I'm going to circle around to the Ohio brothers with that same question. I don't have to ask that about them because they're always playing the same role. They know how important that is, and they're always focused on the right objectives at the right times, and they're also practicing all the time off of the NACT spring season. And if you want to be able to beat a team like this, you have to do the same thing.
I mean, I can also back you up on that statement as well. We actually saw it happen with the Empires, right? They ran the 1-2-2, swapped out Alex into the goal lane, and put Mikasa on jungle, but that's not what they usually ran, right? And that you always want to stick with your very beginning draft, your players, because as you can tell, once that switch happens and you guys aren't flexible with it and you guys can't get into the groove with it as it is with your main 5 roster, it will immediately show the results, which is not really what you want, right? For example, Empire runs 1-3-1. That is their 100% best success rate. But when they ran that 1-2-2, swapped out the jungler with a marksman, they ended up getting snowballed way too fast up against Fallout, and they lost that match. Now, we did see last week, A77, right? When they did go up against, I believe it was Wations or LaimiTop. I don't remember who the team was. I might be wrong. Please don't quote me on it. But I do know that the roster has been changed again. So there's a lot of switching around going on. I do not recommend it unless there is a ton of practice coming in. But just like Weezy said, he doesn't have to say anything about the Ohio brothers because every single game, every single time, every single moment, they play the same rotation, same synergy, same players, same hero pool. Like it's there. So I'm gonna have to make sure Weezy's words are heard. Don't change your roster, please.
Yeah, definitely don't do that because it can hurt you. And honestly, they were strong with their original roster, so I'm not really sure why they changed it to begin with. But now, looking into the draft so far, you are seeing the respect band over there for best player, taking out the Fanny. The Fairness has been taken out as well. And then also, you are going to see that 1-1 taken out the board, the only marksman that was able to pick up that Savage. And now, not wasting any time, Area 77 is going to pick up this Valentina, and that's going to provide a lot of draft pressure on the side of the Ohio brothers, having to either go in for multiple heroes that Valentina can profit off to overwhelm her, or not going with any at all. And you are going to see Reshi again. He's going to lock in this R lot. It worked out really well last time, especially comboed up with that Lolita from Shark. And I'm just going to manifest into reality right now. That might actually be locked in here over there for Shark again prior to this first phase of the draft ending.
So what did you think you were going to get locked in the Lolita?
For Shark.
So you're... But even if Shark were to lock in this Lolita, right, it still gives Lava Cutie that set potential. And looks like they're going to go for that more tanky route. So maybe a possible Ube strat. Whoa, Julian.
Okay, this changes the
dynamic.
dynamic.
Have we seen a Julian? I don't think... There might be a Julian, but for the days that we've casted, I don't think we've seen a Julian actually be put in the actual roster. But Julian has a lot of skills that he can use for different CCs. He has the enhanced first skill, which is going to give that a little bit of a range damage. We have the second skill, which is going to be that dash, immune to CC, just like Joy, but also immune like a Benedetta second skill. So no damage taken. But we also have the third skill, which is going to be that knock up. So kind of like a Kadita second skill, but like very, very quick. But in response to that, they're still thinking, and I do want to see what they're gonna pick before I say my. Okay, so there's Shark with the Franco. Now Weezy, we've seen Shark come in with the flicker hooks, and especially Dominant. Look at you thinking you're thinking little scenarios all over your head right now. But now I'm kind of worried about Lava, right? He's gonna be the big setter once he picks up the Bloody Hunt, but Shark can just go in and say, no, this is my Bloody Hunt. So you're not gonna be me. I'm gonna be you and take you down with me.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. I mean, when you have the Franco, you have the Bloody Hunt, you have that suppression, definitely can get to the side lane and take advantage in the early game. But when you have the Valentina, I mean, you basically got the Franco as well. So, I mean, it could be bad for Lava Cutie. It can be good as well. It's just definitely going to boil down to how he operates with it. Similar to when players pick up the Kaja, right? We see Kajas that work out really well, but then we see players that play too passive with it and don't make the best out of the situation in the early game. But you are looking at the Fredrin being locked up. Not just Fredrin, but also Marcuti on the Julian. Not something you traditionally see, but like you mentioned, the enhanced sword scythe and to be able to dash in with the change as well for the knockup, it does create a little bit of pressure. And I think that's why he didn't go in for the Lolita. I mean, because the enhanced change can cancel it out super easily. The final slash, well, not final slash, but Fredrin can definitely rush in there with the knockup as well. And so it's definitely a game plan. Then you also have a Numion Blast from Lava Cutie as well. So it's not the worst situation when you pull out the Franco. And I mean, that just opens up the opportunity even more. You're looking at Kaja being banned off the table. So really one of the only other suppressions is the Franco, which is going to create the opportunity for best player to lock in another assassin.
But this also means that A77 can pick up the Lolita, though, because it's not banned. So they could also have a big set potential. Maybe the issue would be the final slash from Yureshi, or the hook possibly landing on the Lolita, and the Bloody Hunt going in to stop that CC. But Hoon is going to go ahead and respond with the Kadita. Now, Kadita is very, very dominant towards that early to mid game. She has the clear. She has the utility to go cut through some walls if she is in a difficult spot. But the rough waves is something Lava Cutie can benefit off of, right? Getting out of those difficult situations. Just ult out, get away, and come right back. The Way of the Seas is going to call on your name once you go ahead and use the rough waves. But we are looking at this draft right now. And I'm just looking. I'm not going to say anything yet. Just looking at this, there's still a lot. They can switch up a lot of stuff, knowing that the Ohio brothers like to run some very good unorthodox drafts. And Area 77 also has Julian. So there's a Lolita.
You called it.
There
right on the money.
Lolita. I called it.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I mean, you definitely can stop the Iron Hook over there from Shark, but you got to talk about disruption, right? You can easily cancel out that Numion Blast. I mean, you have Arlot over there in Yureshi's hands. He's definitely comfortable on it. And not to mention, you have the Breast of the Ocean, the Rough Waves, the Ocean's Oddity over there by Hoon on the Kadita to cancel it out as well, and also escape it when needed. So I don't know if it's going to be the easiest battle, but you definitely can reflect the bullets of the Mirror's Passion, Render's Empathy over there from basic. So it may be a game plan, but I'm looking at Pogi on the carry, right? They're not too beefy, really, in my opinion, to really need to carry. I mean, they're kind of a squishier composition. I mean, you are going to see Yureshi run that tank type composition over there for the Arlot, but is carry the right choice? And now, kind of talked about the assassins, right? You pick up the Franco, the Kaj is banned out. There's nothing to really stop best player from getting online, and he's going to waste no time. He's going to finalize the draft and pick up Link.
And Wheezy, please be happy, because that is actually their 5-man lineup. Look at their draft. Lava is going to be on that mage. Gal is going to go right back into their own position. Mark QT, like we talked about that Brody game one time, we did confuse Mark QT with Mar. So we do see the Mar back up there with the Marksman and KQT. They're actually on their rolls. So this might be a little bit different, but we do see best player locking in Ling again, his bread and butter pick. Going to go ahead and be able to dive in on Mark QT. But a little bit worried about the CC coming in from that Fredrin, and a little bit of a knock-up chain coming in from Poggy if he is able to land that correctly. But I am looking at two actually pretty strong drafts. Book-wise, they're very strong. But it depends on how they play it. But we are looking at the second match. This could be the match point for TOB. Or if A77 can reverse this around, this could be the second match where they aren't actually going home.
That's right, a lot on the line for Area 77. They need to claim this victory. They're going to get the easy sweep and remain on the lower half of the top 8 for North America. The Ohio brothers sitting at the very top, only one loss, and that was not even a series. That was just one match against Wasians, and really almost the undefeated team for North America, letting their name be known. And right now, with this match on the way, looking at the draft so far, I like where the Ohio brothers took this. They took Franco, who's more of that single target tank, but they comboed it with Hoon, who's running the Kadita for the group CC.
Ooh, basic drop dangerously low in that bot side, and this is the pressure that they didn't give that last match, but they're giving it now. And this might be a little bit of a turnaround. I still have hope, Weezy. Like, if they play this correctly, they still have a chance to take a match away from the Ohio brothers.
Yeah, definitely the opportunity is there, but is it for the taking? And that is what we're going to have to see right now from Area 77, who hasn't had the easiest time so far in the round robin. They were explosive in the beginning, but they kind of fell off toward the mid-season. And now as we are going to the second half, they need to find a way to disrupt it. And now you are going to see best player hit over there. Pogi going to pick up the kill. First blood looking really strong, but wait a minute, Pogi caught by Yureshi over there. He is going to use that Dauntless Strike and take him down. That is going to be an eye for an eye, 1-1 on the board, but a good start for Area 77.
That is a jungle for a jungle, right? But best player is going to be back up on the board first. We do see neutral objective turtle coming up in about 5 seconds over there. Hoon is already getting some vision, going up to the EX into that 4, but Gal's having a little bit of trouble trying to clear these minions out, and he's gonna have to go back, which means that is a roamer a little bit late for that neutral objective, and Basic and Mark QT really fighting it out here.
And I like seeing this matchup, right? Basic, top of the food chain when it comes to the gold lane, especially for North America, has the most titles as well under his belt. But Mark Cutie, honestly, I think he's very underrated, and he's definitely going to give Basic a run for his money if he is not careful. And we are seeing Shark providing that vision, doing what North America's #1 roam should do. But on the bottom side, Mark Cutie caught in a 3v1 situation. Best player is going to take him down. The Terrify as well is going to catch Shark, and Pogi is going to take him down. Still 2-2 on the board. Both teams tied as we are seeing this turtle spawn in.
But that is a roam for a marksman. That is Mark QT down. And obviously, just like we saw in that player interview or player stats, Shark is going to be that emotional damage person, a little bit sensitive to that roam position. But I would much rather have the roam down aside from the marksman. You do want that marksman to be up to scale. But look at the setup.
Oh my goodness, the iron hook! And Hoon to top that off with the rough wave. Talk about a play. Tank made synergy has definitely been checked off, and now Yoreshi trying to pick up another is going to find Pogi, is going to force him out of the turtle pit. Best player is going to rush him with the pinch poise, but continue his farm. Pogi is going to recall back, but KQT knocked airborne over there by Hoon is still going to provide some pressure on to this turtle.
We just need to give that moment of silence for Shark to work his magic. Luna Blast canceled by the hook. What is your hook rig, Shark? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, talk about some great plays. Also, he got a kill, or an assist from that, and then he also was able to cancel out a Numion Blast with an Iron Hook. That is accuracy at its finest, a bullseye. But now, the fight on the Turtle Pit, the question is who will be able to take this first neutral objective. As you are still seeing Area 77 trail a little bit behind in terms of kills, but still pretty even. They need this to shift up the momentum and take advantage for the early game, and it looks like that is what they're going to do. But best player needs to answer back for getting a kill. But he is going to go for the invade, the suppression. Bloody Hunt knocking airborne with the tips of blades 2 on the Mark QT. Best player is going to take him down. KQT is going to find Yoreshi though in the process. You are seeing Shark very low. Gals QT on the chase, going to rush in for the stun. And can he pick up the kill? Numion Blast for finish. Talk about a play, wasting no time. 4-4. Both teams even in terms of kills. But wait a minute, fight out over. Knocked airborne on the trampoline. Lava QT flickering out just in time from the rough waves. And now the enhanced chance for the knockup onto Hoon. Basic joining the fight to help kite the damage. Pogi is going to allow Lava QT to go back to the base for some regen.
That was a trade though, right? They did give up that turtle to 877, but best player coming in and denying a lot of his jungle coming in from Pogi. So that, I guess that would be a respectable trade, but here is a little bit of a pause requested by the TheOhioBrothers. Now, this is where they're going to think, right? So we did give up a turtle. We took a buff. But look at the gold. It's actually even right now. Even with a turtle in each, actually into the hand of A77, they were still able to capitalize some farm from the side of TheOhioBrothers. So they're going to have to respond. Now, this is where I want A77 to root their feet, take this advantage, and go for a possible snowball. And what are you thinking, Weezy?
Yeah, you're looking at Area 77. They need to find a way to take this game. They don't want to lose with the sweep. They want to remain in here. They need these victories to climb back up their ladder because they're not in the top 4 right now, right? So you're looking at Area 77. They're currently sitting in that 5th position. And after today, a lot of teams are super close, and if they can't take a single victory at all, they're going to find themselves on the lower half, even further down that ladder. So I really want to see where this game takes us, and looking at a little bit of that replay, right? You've seen best player rush down. They were not able to get the turtle, but he was able to get a kill, and not on anybody, on the marksman, the backline marksman for Area 77, and that is definitely worth it. And you are seeing Shark, the chase. Gals QT, watch this. The Numion Blast. He didn't show it, but he definitely wasted no time picking up that kill, and that is what you want to see, that hunger, and both teams are putting on a show today.
That show. Hook missing a little wide, having to burn off the flicker. We do see nothing in response there, just a little bit of a skirmish, but that's a lot of utility burnt, Weezy.
Yeah, a lot of utility burnt from both sides, and now the stun on the Shark in that bush, trying to provide that vision, but not the right decision. Lava Cutie is going to take him down, and now this is the opportunity for Area 77 to close in on this mid turret. But look at Basic on the bottom side. Look at Yureshi on the top. They're going to be able to respond by taking not one, but possibly two turrets. But no, K-Cutie for the denial. But you are going to see Basic claim the bottom turret.
That is a trade, but I don't like that the mid lane has been taken away from the side of the Ohio Brothers. That opens up way too much vision now, and they are able to capitalize over these bushes, but we do see a little bit of that tussle in that mid lane.
There goes the final slash over there by Yureshi, the bloody hunt, but nobody to follow up. Some wasted utility by Shark. Basic is going to find Gal's Cutie, though. But look at the top side. Left unchecked, K-Cutie may be able to claim this turret, but on the bottom side, Cutie trying to recall back Yureshi for the denial. But it looks like K-Cutie was not able to get that turret on the top side. But Cutie, 2v1 situation, make that 3v1. His best player rushes in like Superman with a Finch poise and is going to activate Killing Spree to take him down. Cutie has fallen, but Area 77 has pulled the aggro of this turtle with no contest.
And we do see the contest, but that was a marksman down again. They are trying to limit how fast QT can go on this carry, but look at Hoon trying to zone out K on this Ferdinand, but he got spotted out. But that is a beautiful clear coming in, though, from Hoon being able to rotate up. But look at Shark and Basic. Do we have to give that moment of silence again? But we do see the rotation of the top side with the mid side conceal.
Ooh, conceal play, bloody hunt on the way to suppression. Basic takes down Lava Cutie to top that off, and a huge play. But you see the knock there born from K-Cutie. Rough Waves going out on the trace. The Petrify as well for the CC, and Yureshi for the kill. Down goes K-Cutie.
And that is going to be a trade, not only with kills, but also in turrets as well. Now their response is going to be the mid lane, but here we go.
Here's Passion going out. Pogi is going to fall to Basic. Killing Spree has been activated. Bulwark Shield going out by Gal's Cutie, but Basic on the chase. Hit with the final slash. A lot of utility. Trying to take down the roam for the side of Area 77. Numeon Blast trying to slow down these minions. Not trying to allow the Ohio Brothers to open up the map for the mid lane.
We do see four-man camp in that mid-side bush, and they're playing the patient game. They're not showing anybody. They're not showing anybody but themselves in the bush, but they do know there's vision on Lava right there. But Shark, are we gonna get somebody here? Or do we? I don't even want to say anything, because if he hooks him, he's dead.
Yeah, definitely have to be careful now. They've been spotted out in the bush. Cutie's going to take him down. Looks like that was not the right decision as he picks up a double and also takes down Shark. And this is what I said. Cutie definitely underrated, and when left unchecked, he comes alive, especially early in the game. And if you don't stop him, I mean, look at his KDA right now, 2-3-1. He is about to even that out, but Basic 3-1-2, he's doing pretty well. I mean, he has fallen in that skirmish. Not the play they wanted, but Cutie, eyes on the prize yet again, is going to go ahead and claim the turret for the top side.
A little bit of a back foot right now. That was not the fight that Ohio Brothers wanted. They're actually under the turret sieges right now. It's 3-2. Gold is actually right now in the favor of A77, but Poggy.
The enhanced change is going to find Shark, and now the speedy light wheels from Cutie. Looks like Area 77 may be able to take this Lord if the Ohio Brothers cannot find a way in, but keep an eye on best player. He is running Ling. He did get the orange buff. He is going to dive in with the Finch Poise. He does have the Tips of Blades to be able to drop down a combo with the Retribution, but he was not the airborne. Here goes the Tips of Blades. Here goes the Retribution, but Cutie is going to find the Lord. Hoon is going to take down Pogi. The Ohio Brothers pushing back. They need to get out of this situation, and that is a huge statement from the side of Area 77 9 minutes in.
That is a Lord getting contested away without a retreat on the side of A77. QT was able to take that last hit, but hook lands.
And the bloody hunt, you are going to see the final slash go out. Cutie is going to take down Yureshi, a little over-aggressive, but wait a minute, Area 77, they're looking really strong right now. They got that Lord pushing in on the bottom side. They're putting some pressure onto that purple buff and now making their way into the mid lane for the tier 2 turret. Basic there, Hoon and Shark trying to contest. Can they do it? Gal's Cutie with the flicker out just in time. Is going to use the conceal to get a little bit further. Looks like they're not able to take that tier 2 turret, but they are going to move over to the bottom side.
And this Lord is definitely capitalize on this tier 2 turret here. It's going to take a lot of macro away from the Ohio Brothers, and looks like they're making a little bit of mistakes here and there, and A77 is doing a good job taking that advantage and punishing it right away, which is the response that we needed to see from Area 77.
And this is the Area 77 that we wanted to see, right? They've been a little shaky recently, but this just shows you their potential when they run their main roster, when they run the lineup the way it's supposed to be. And There goes the enhanced change, putting Yureshi on a trampoline with the knock-up. Lava Cutie rushing in. Yureshi still getting knocked airborne yet again, but the final slash for the CC on the Lava Cutie. Yara makes the enhanced change go in with the Rough Waves. Pogi is going to take down Yureshi. Find out over. Rough Waves on the way out. Basic taking down Pogi. Speedy Light Rolls activated by Mark Cutie. Lava Cutie going to find Coon. Mirror's Passion from Basic from afar, picking up a double takes down. Hit Cutie. Mark Cutie going to take down Basic to respond, but the Iron Hook by Shark is going to find a possible set and a kill onto Gal's Cutie, but Mark Cutie wasting no time. Speedy Light Wheel, Shark being slowed, recalling on the way out. Immortality has been proc. Mark Cutie is not going to go in for the kill, but Shark, oh my goodness, around the minions. How is that even possible? What is going on? This man is Neo from the Matrix with the Franco.
He hooked through the minions, but that meant Mark Cutie just had to burn out. He just took away the orange buff too. Mark Cutie's just not getting anything. Not only did he burn out his Purify, but also deny the orange buff. And honestly, if I was on that team, I would rather have my own teammate get it than the opposing side. So that was a good hook coming in from Shark.
Man, that was one of the best hooks I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie. There's like, you ever seen the movie Wanted and they were able to curve the bullets? This man's curving hooks out there, and this is insane.
Hooks out there.
Yeah,
There was minions in his face.
Definitely top micro and macro, and I mean that just shows you. I mean, we just talked about Shark. He definitely has those all whites on right now, representing for North America.
Oh yeah, he does have those white. They are squeaky clean as he is landing those hooks, but the response has to come in sync with the TheOhioBrothers. As we did see Shark go ahead with some blood tons, but no follow-up, which is going to be a little bit of an issue. Best player already getting chipped down low by lava, and that's when balancing starts to scale, right? So the damage is going to be done, but look at the waves. It is not in the favor of the TheOhioBrothers.
Yeah, and right now, this is still looking good for Area 77. Even though there was some amazing performance in those skirmishes, Area 77 still having more of the dominant position. You are going to see a kill from Basic. Takes down Gal's Cutie. While we are seeing the TheOhioBrothers now working their way into the Lord Pit, forcing Area 77 out. Lava Cutie is going to push back as well. It's going to go ahead and take that Tempest of Blaze away from Best Player as a escape mechanism, but this is creating the opportunity. Even though the TheOhioBrothers is down to their high ground turrets, they still are providing that pressure as if it doesn't even matter. But now in the mid lane, Basic needs to rush out very low. Mark Cutie on the chase, unstoppable, takes him down, and this is what I said, keep your eyes on him, don't underestimate it. But you are going to see the wind of nature out. Mark Cutie's still alive. He may be able to take out Yureshi. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Monster Kill has been activated. What is going on? Looks like they may be able to take this game. Rough Waves does go out. Hoon on the retreat, which means they may be able to take this Lord. As you are seeing Shark, he's saying, no, no, no. No, you don't. But he is wasting a lot of time. They don't need to be on the chase. They need to go for the neutral objective, but they are going to be able to burst him down, and this is still some decent time for them to be able to take this. But look at Best Player, right? He is on the purple buff. I don't think he's going to go in for this. He may be able to just push the top side.
He's going to go ahead and get in with that trade response instead, as he knows he has no control over that Lord. That is a 5-man up on that neutral objective. So we're going to go ahead and see the proxy of the minions as he's going to try and reset these lanes as much as he can before this Lord comes down towards that mid lane. And now, oh, it's actually going to go towards the bot side. I didn't see that little bit of chip damage on that turret over there on that top side. But we are seeing A77 bring out a pretty sustained game, and gold lead still into the favor of A77, and the TheOhioBrothers making a little bit of mistakes here and there, but A77 is really punishing the TheOhioBrothers for making the smallest mistakes right now.
Yeah, definitely making the most out of the situation, and Area 77 now opting in on the concealed play for the chase. Not going to be able to find a pickoff, but they don't have the lane sync, which means they're not going to be able to close into the base for the TheOhioBrothers, as you are seeing them already contest this Lord on the bottom side. But here we go. Area 77 is going to go in for the fight, but the Lord has been taken down, and looks like nothing is going to come out of this situation, and they have to be careful with this, right? They had all the early game pressure, but the question is, what are they going to do with it? Are they going to fall short at the end and let the TheOhioBrothers take this or turn this around, or are they going to take a Lord and sink the lanes and close the game?
It looks like Best Player is still trying to deny some farm while he can, as his blue is going to be taken away. That's what Ling needs. He needs that energy, but Marquinhos is sniffing out best player over here might be in a difficult situation.
Yo, he's on the chase on the prowl. Look at the speedy light wheels.
Oh.
My God, he almost took him down, but Basic is going to find Pogi. Flicker in with the Terrify. Marquiti is going to take down Hoon. Man, this dude is definitely MVP for Area 77. It's no question at all. But you are seeing the match still on the way. The Ohio Brothers on the retreat. The knockup in the final slash on the Gauss Cutie. A lot of utility has been bursted. This is a chance for Area 70 to burst in and possibly take a kill. Look at KQE is going to possibly find your Reshi. Tempest Blaze going down from best player, trying to retreat out for the Iron Hook. By Shark grabs KQT, but he does have the sustainability over there on this Fredrin. And you are going to see Yoreshi trying to provide that frontline presence, but Marquis with the speedy light wheels is going to put him down to about half HP. And still, Area 77 being dominant as we are now 15 minutes in, officially hitting the late game.
And we are seeing Shark being a menace as his Franco is able to zone out. And that's what you want as an aggressive roam. No matter how behind you are right now, you're going to go ahead and zone out the rest of the members. You're already giving Basic vision to be able to clear these lanes without any pressure on himself. But we already see the rotation coming in. Conceal play. Oh no.
Play on the way on the Basic, but
Oh,
can they get him?
no.
And this is huge because he is the marksman. So why is he by himself? Demir's bashing going out, but down he goes. This is what they needed. Shark over there giving vision, but wait, why is Shark? He is going to go ahead and have to push out. You do see the recall back to the base. You're going to see Marquiti work his way toward these minions to go ahead and clear up some of these lanes. But honestly, this is a pretty good game. The Iron Hook for the possible grab onto Gal's Cutie, but he is going to be able to get out as the Sword spawns in.
Yeah, it looks like the TheOhioBrothers is trying to look for a response in that mid lane. And they have been trying to push up this mid, but A77 knows how important it is to keep that mid lane up, as it is their only source of vision. But look at the top side of A77. Their turret is gone. Their high base turret is gone. So that is a little bit of open space, which is not good for A77, as TOB still has their higher turret still up.
And Yoreshi hit with speedy light wheels. Marquiti on the chase. Look at the damage. Yoreshi very low. Just a little bit of separation, but do they go in for the Lord? As you are seeing the Ohio Brothers wrap around. They are not finished. They are not going to let this go uncontested. Shark given vision. You are looking at best player running the lane. He does have the tips of blades. Finch Poise does go out on the wall. Is he going to be able to steal it with the retribution? Down it goes with Marquiti yet again. Takes us another Lord from the Ohio Brothers. He doesn't even need a retribution. This is literally Benny Cutie for North America. And there we go. Area 77 again on the pedestal with the Lord on the way, and they just need the wave management.
That is two Lords into the favor of A77. The Rectory is missing, but
You are going to see Bloody Hunt. Basic is going to find Gauss Cutie. A huge play for the Ohio Brothers. Who though is going to fall into the hands of Lava Cutie. You are going to see the flicker in for the stun, for the taunt on the Shark. They are going to try and go in for the kill, but Shark is going to flicker out just in time. But look at the top side. You are going to see best player trying to take this game, but Mark Cutie for the denial. And he is going to be able to clear out those minions.
push kind of failed into the side of the TheOhioBrothers, and Mark QT was able to spot that out fast enough. But look at this. Oh, a lot of pressure, but you're actually final slash.
Is going to go out, but, you know, Area 77 is trying to inch their way up the map. They need wave management, though. You're looking at the top side. You're looking at Mark QT. Is going to go ahead and clear those minions as the Lord makes his way on the bottom side. But look in the mid lane. Look at best player. He is going to go ahead and clear those minions to deny the mid push. And now, on the bottom side, you are seeing Shark. You are seeing Basic slowly chip this down. Pogi is going to throw in that enhanced sight, do some damage over there to Shark. Lava QT is going to find Hoon. You're looking at the Lord, possibly going to go ahead and take down the high ground turret for the bottom side. Is going to be able to close it out, but quickly bursted down by Basic. Mark QT is going to find the high ground turret on top side. Tips Blades going down by best player. Is trying to pick up a kill. Immortality has been proc. Best player is going to find Mark QT. Big play. Unstoppable. This might be what they needed. Without the marksman, you are lacking the push potential, but it looks like it's not stopping Area 77. Did they overstay their welcome? As Lava QT is going to take down Shark. The taunt onto Yoreshi. Best player is going to shut down Lava QT with a monster kill, but KQT is going to find Yoreshi, but they're not going to be able to close this out. Talk about some great skirmishes.
That is a 3-2 trade coming in from both sides, but still into the favor of A77 as they still have turrets into their favor. And this is the hope that we were wanting to see. A77 being kind of dominant right now. We are looking at a 20-minute game against the TheOhioBrothers. This is the kind of same story that we saw with Fallout, right? They were on their back ends, but is TOB able to bring it back around, or is A77, they keep up this momentum, they might just seal the deal for this match.
Now, I will say, Mark G needs to be a little careful. He did fall a little too early in that skirmish. If he didn't fall right there on that push, they would have been able to close it out. But when you lose this marksman this late in the game, you lose your push capability. And that's what the Ohio Brothers realized, right? They're going to protect basic. They're going to wait for them to make a mistake. And you definitely need to protect your backline marksman. But here we go. Battle on the way. Shark is going to give some vision, but they're not going to take any kills. And honestly, this is still anybody's game.
We do see Shark trying to get a play, but Hoon, he knows there's someone in there. No one's being shown on the map right now. And besides Lava on this Valentina, there is no vision. And Hoon just got enough to show where everyone's positioning is. And look at the setup already. Trying to go in for this lore, but best player's going to go ahead on this lane and continuously put pressure on these lanes.
And now 20 minutes in, this is what we call overtime, right? This is a late game, and the question is who will be able to make the most out of the situation. The respawn timers are definitely too high, almost a minute long, and now maybe caught in a bad situation. No, Shark is going to flicker back in with the Bloody Hunt. Hoon is going to find Pogi, but wait a minute. Possible bodies on the way, dropping. The Rescue's going to rush in. Pick the kill, take down Lava Cutie. Emir's passing from basic, not going to find any members of Area 77, but they are still going to fight it out in the mid-river. You're going to see Shark miss that Iron Hook, not able to provide that set for the Ohio Brothers, but the Lord is still in play. Marcuti is still intact. And the same with basic. With both of these marksmen alive, you have to be careful. You need to find a way to get to the back line and disrupt the team. And there goes the Iron Hook on a KQD. The Bloody Hunt. Looks like the suppression was there. Rough Waves. Ocean's Oddity for the knockup. Mirror Mentality cropped over there by KQD. Basic with Mirror's Passion. And you already see Rescue take down KQD. You're going to also see Tips of Blades go down. Basic is going to find Gauss Cutie. Best player Godlike isn't going to find Mark Cutie. And that is all she wrote. Pogi left by himself. 9 seconds. Will he be able to spawn in time? I'm not really sure to work out in their favor. And the Ohio Brothers living up to the name. Backs against the wall. Only one high ground turret in the mid lane is not going to stop them from closing out any game. And look at Pogi. He needs to clear these minutes. Can he do it in time? He may be able to do it, but basically his passion goes out. Moon's going to take down Pogi to respond. Lava Cutie still in the mix, but look at the base crystal. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ohio Brothers claims the series in victory over Area 77 with the sweep.
Man, A77 did have that momentum in that early game, but looks like it got cut a little bit too short. They did. That one fight determined it all, and they ran it down mid, and it did secure the deal, right? 2-0 into the hands of TOB. Congratulations to you guys as well. But I'm gonna have to say, A77 did put up a fight. It was a 20-minute game. We've always seen all the teams that go up against the Ohio Brothers kind of one-sided, right? But they did held their ground. They did make some really good plays, and I cannot discredit them, right? It was one of those long matches, but I just think that the synergy, the team fight potentials, and being able to pick out what is good and what is not out of a fight is just something that the Ohio Brothers have the advantage over.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I think it's really just wave management, right? They had everything that they needed to close that out, but they were never able to properly sync those lanes. And the one time that they did, Mark Cutie fell a little short, and the Ohio Brothers was able to take him down and defend their base crystal. And then they turned it around in that skirmish for the mid lane and were able to take that victory. And that's why I say it's anybody's battle, especially after that 20-minute mark. The 1 minute long respawn timers is very hard to deal with.
We do see best player locking in with 816 on this lane. That's the assassin that you want to see. But we do know that Mark Cutie has been dropped down way too many times in that early game stage. But look at these stats, Stephweezy.
Yeah, looking at these stats, right? You are looking at the rich guy going over to best player, basic with the carry, and you are going to see the forgotten one being Hoon. But the sandbag was KQT taking a lot of that damage. And honestly, it was a great game, right? It wasn't one-sided, and that wasn't just Area 77 going against your average team in the top 8 teams for North America. That was them going up against the Ohio Brothers with their original composition. And this is what we wanted to see. If Area 77 can keep this up moving forward, I can expect them to definitely climb back up that ladder for a possible top 4 position.
And this is why you want to keep your main roster, because in the last game, we saw a little bit of a switcheroo happening on A77, but if you just look at these team fights, they're so much more different than the first match we saw. This Lord setup, the Lord dance, the invades, the punishes. A77 with this main lineup just responded a lot quicker. The synergy was a little bit more locked in compared to that first game, but this one fight really just sold the entire game. Unfortunately for A77, they did get they got caught out, unfortunately, and the death timers were very close to a minute. It was getting a little bit too long for A77 and TOB, reminding them that it was a little bit too long for their stay, so they did go ahead and close it out. But I'm gonna just have to give it up, man. It was a good game. Good, I mean, 21 minutes, man. It was a good game. What are your thoughts?
21 minutes. I mean, honestly, like I said, keep your eyes on Mark Cutie, right? Even though they took that loss, a huge victory still was for them, as they definitely fought their hearts out. As we were looking at another replay, right? You are looking at the skirmish on the way. The Ringo order going out. Electrifying beats from Hoon. Does find K Cutie. Picks up a double. Takes down Lava Cutie. You're looking at another replay as well. Ireshi getting very comfortable over there on that R-Light with the final slash. Mark Cutie unable to escape. Best player running the assassin does find him with the Finch poise. Basic taking down Lava Cutie as well. And this just shows you the Ohio Brothers doesn't miss a beat when it comes to the opportunity, and this is what you have to do if you want to be at the top of the line for the food chain. And I think Area 77 next time around, just find a way to play like you did in that last match, but they need wave management at the ending. That is the only thing that they kind of fell short on. But Basic right here, huge gameplay, showing you their mastery on the micro and the macro. But Area 77, they do have the potential to be a top 4 team. Just got to keep grinding it out. But look at that hook though, right? The man just curves hooks shark. You know, we did a little bit of that little bio for him, breaking him down, and honestly, he definitely has earned the title as one of the best roams, if not the best roam for North America.
Absolutely, and this is another replay once again. I just keep looking at this replay. It's a little bit upsetting because they had the momentum, and that one fight just took out their entire team, and I do not know what to say. But enough of the winning side right here. Congratulations TOB, but we're gonna pass it right over to our beautiful host Liz over there. How were the games for you?
I mean, they were, it feels like Eunice and Wheezy jinxed the Ohio Brothers. They wanted an intense matchup like the Fallout versus the Ohio Brothers, and that's what they got. The Ohio Brothers were struggling a lot, and it was a very close game. But as you guys keep mentioning, the Ohio Brothers, they know when to capitalize on every single mistake, even though they also make mistakes, and we've seen that in this team fight. But they're able to quickly react and know what's the objective right now. They see that the enemies are all pretty much gone, and then they calculate the timers and they just went straight to the base. No Lord, nothing else. And that is what we want to see. So big round of applause to both teams. I like what I'm seeing with A77. I like what you guys are giving hopes to NA, and that is the tournament spirit. And the most valuable player, this is the first time I've seen basically Basic on as the MVP, but we focus a lot on Mark Cutie. What do you guys think about this MVP?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Mark Cutie was robbed. All right, I'm just gonna say that. Now I think Mark Cutie had a little bit of a better performance, but they were not able to close that game out. And honestly, Mark Cutie falling a little short at the end, it really kind of costed them with dying first in that skirmish on that base. So I'll give it to Basic, but I still will say keep your eyes on Mark Cutie in the future. He's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with.
I mean, if I had to give a MVP even to a losing team, I'm gonna have to give it to Mark Cutie, right? He was having a lot of trouble in the early game, but you can tell like he has the mechanics. It's just the team fights were just not in his favor. Just like Weezy said, he just unfortunately got robbed with that carry because you saw the damage coming in, but it's just the team fights were just not favorable. But Basic, good job on that MVP. That's actually very well deserved for your side on the Ohio Brothers.
Yeah, besides there's only a few hits and misses I saw, but overall Mark Cutie was playing a different game on that carry. Now let's quickly take a look at today's schedule so far. We've had LaimiTop was unable to play today, so automatic wins goes to the Ackermans, and then towards what we actually saw today, we saw the Empire versus Fallout at a 2-1 win, and the Ohio Brothers versus Area 77 at a 2-0 sweep, despite seeing amazing gameplays from both teams. Now, going to tomorrow's match, we are going to see actually before that, let's take a look at the spring standings. Have the standings changed since today's matchups? Yes, the Empire has moved to 4th, so now it's the Ohio Brothers, BTK, Ackerman, and then the Empire, and then towards the lower side we have Fallout, A77, and LaimiTop. But Fallout, we we'll find out. We'll find out what the 3 teams are going to fight for the top 4. But going to tomorrow, we're gonna have Ackerman versus Area 77, the Ohio Brothers versus the Empire, and LaimiTop versus what everybody has been waiting for, BTK. So BTK will be playing tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Very
definitely
long
looking
silence.
forward to it. Yeah, looking forward to it. I mean, honestly, just harping on these games today, it just shows you anything is possible, right? We've seen the Ohio Brothers almost taken down by Area 77. We've seen the Empire take down Fallout, and majority of North America kind of voted for the opposite, and that just shows you anything is possible. And guys, it's been a pleasure being able to cast. I know I've been gone for a little minute, but now we're back in action. You got me and Eunice on the desk. The caster duos, as this is a little bit different than the previous NACT seasons, right? This time you guys get to vote which pair you'd like to see cast in the semifinals, and the voting is out. So make sure you guys stop by the Mobile Legends Bang Bang North America Discord server now and vote for your favorite caster duo.
I mean, I had a wonderful time. This was a little bit of a short series, right? But we did see actually pretty interesting games, and we did learn a couple lessons along the way as we did see the change to the result, right? But I would have to say today's matches, not only was it neck to neck with Empire and Fallout, right? 1 point difference is going to determine the 3rd to 4th spot, but A77 holding the dang rope against TOB in that second match. That's not something we expected, but be sure to vote for the favorite caster. It's obviously going to be us, just go ahead and cast in your votes, but please support our other casters. They are trying their absolute best, giving it their all to make sure that we give you the best experience possible as casters and give the players a comfortable spot to play in as well. So, looks like this wraps up our series today. Good series.
Yeah, and please vote for Little Red Robin Hoods. They've done so much to the community, and I'm just so happy to see that the whole NACT has growing and has grown so much over the few seasons, and then now we have a full set of professional talents and a full set of professional players, and we even have teams with a coach this season. So we're seeing so much progress, and I'm so happy, along with the casters, to be here to witness the change with you guys. And once again, thank you guys for the support watching this tournament and supporting all the players. We can't do this without you. So we're gonna see you guys tomorrow once again at 5:30, and we'll see LaimiTop tomorrow hopefully. But a lot is on the way, and we'll see you tomorrow.